carry on.
So, a couple, like, on that subject of traffic and all that, I did see a couple interesting studies. So, I've heard that originally, the interstate system didn't actually have any, didn't actually have a speed limit on it, right? And then they went and they actually implemented a speed limit. And now this is interstate, not surface streets. So that's a different thing, right?
Right.
But what they found, like, there's been studies done in terms of like accident fatalities before and after they implemented speed limits on the interstate, and they didn't actually find any substantial reduction, right? Mm-hmm. Because most of the time people are just going to drive at the speed where they are comfortable, and the people who are going to speed regardless of whether there's a speed limit or not, right?
Right.
The other thing that I actually found is there's a town in Holland, which, you know, gets me because up Holland, all that. Yeah. So there's a town in Holland where they actually they removed all of the like road markings and road signs at a particular intersection that they were having a lot of trouble with, right? People were speeding through it. People were causing all sorts of very high accident intersection, right? They removed all the signage, and they saw a reduction in accidents because because you come up to a four-way stop and you're counting on other drivers to stop.
Right.
Right? You say, you see a guy coming, you say, oh, that guy's going to stop, I'm going to go through. And then that guy runs the stop sign and he hits you. Right? Where if you come to this intersection, you're like, and you're looking for a stop sign and you're looking for the stop line and you're like, none of that's here. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to pull my head up out of my phone and actually look around. Right.
And I know what intersection you're talking about. It's the one, it's like in the middle of nowhere, and it's like a main street going this way, and the cross street is a little bit offset to it. And so I've seen that on like A&E or whatever, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen that too.
There was a similar one where a town in England where they had, and what they did is they just painted just a whole mess of lines going everywhere. Right? Like the road lines were all over the place, right? They didn't, like it wasn't even, it's just crazy. And again, people slowed down. People got they looked at that and they're like, that's weird. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not comfortable with that. So they slow down and they pay more attention.
Right.
Moral of the story, anarchy. It's the way to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Remove all laws, people will govern themselves fine.
Yes. But hey, since we got a few minutes here, without diving into the political side of it.
Oh! Kapow!
Bro!
Unreal.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. So, where to start? Number one, I don't believe it was set up by anybody. I don't believe it was a conspiracy. I don't think it's possible. No. What really baffled me was that somehow somebody can get a straight shot at 150 yards. That's crazy.
Well, they didn't have somebody on that roof.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That makes no...
Any one of us guys could have made that shot. And did you see the bullet forensics? Like when they had mapped his head in the 3D space, and as he turned, it's like, dude.
Yeah.
So a couple things that I heard, I haven't verified any of this, so please,
just Twitch disclaimer. We don't know what we're talking about.
100% disclaimer. I don't actually have any verification for any of this. Yeah. So, a couple things that I have heard is that one. So there were people who saw him climb up onto the roof with his rifle.
Yeah.
They called the cops. I heard that a police officer climbed up the ladder to investigate. Right, and then the shooter turned and pointed his rifle at the police officer. The police officer backed down the ladder and called for backup. Right, because you're on a ladder, you don't have a good opportunity to defend yourself.
Right. So with that, where this rally was is about an hour and a half away from where I live. Right. So what happened with the cop is there was no ladder that he climbed up. he got boosted up, grabbed onto the roof with 2 hands, pulled himself up, gun in his face, dropped.
Yeah.
So that's what happened with that. And then right after that, shooting and stuff like that.
So, and then the other thing I heard was that the wind actually picked up right at about that moment. And so the shooter is now rushed because he's like, they're onto me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And doesn't account for the wind, misses the shot.
But I don't think he would have missed if Trump hadn't just looked over his head.
I mean, you're aiming for the head. The head moves a lot, especially on Trump. You've seen him talk. He's doing this, right? Like he's so like and I just how close that came to things going very, very bad.
The country would be on fire.
Man.
Not in a good place.
No. Oh no, it would be horrible.
Yeah, that's
yeah, dude, it has been wild, and everybody's just been talking and chatting about it, and I mean, conspiracy theories flying, and oh man, it's crazy.
Did you drop your laptop there, Will?
Yeah, it's looking weird.
Before that happened, I thought that the only chance that the Democrats would have had to win the election is if they put up somebody big like Michelle Obama, for example, to run against them. After this, bro,
they don't have like it's Trump's election to lose at this point.
Exactly.
Right. Like
exactly. Short of him coming out with like a new sexual assault claim or
some serious gap.
Yeah, some really serious stuff.
Well, it makes you wonder what's going to be popping up the next 3 months, because they're going to be grasping at any ammunition they have to try and, because they know they're backed into a really hard place.
They will, but I mean, they already sort of forced their hand a little bit with the hearings and the charges against him. He's already in court.
Yeah.
Convicted felon.
It's tripling down, quadrupling down at this point. It's like when you've already played that card.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you can't even kill the guy.
Yeah, old Teflon Don.
How quickly everybody went from he is the greatest threat to our democracy to we condemn political violence.
Yeah.
But some people not condemning it too? Like, what?
Yes.
That was not okay.
Super weird. Yes. Not at all. It's like
Jack Black's
oh, yeah.
Don't miss. Dude, what? That's insane that you would say that in public.
Regardless of what your political affiliation
is. It doesn't matter. You're calling for political violence.
You don't. No, that's a no-no.
That was crazy.
Anyway.
So they did apologize. The tour's canceled. I think actually what I heard was they're actually breaking up the band over this.
Yeah, right? Yeah. That Jack Black put that on Instagram. He didn't say that they're breaking up, but he said that all future creative things moving forward have been placed on hold.
I mean, he's such a big advocate for the Biden campaign that he needs to distance himself right now, because that's just that's just friendly firing back home.
Yeah, and it's funny because now that it's all fun and games riding with Biden or whatever he says, but once it starts hitting your pocketbook, you got to play the PC era.
Well, and I think that's the question is okay, so he's stepping back from all of this and he's like, oh, well, pump the brakes, right? Question is it because he's genuinely hey, you know what? Kyle took it too far and I need to distance myself. I need to walk back.
No, it's not because of that. He's obviously heard him say that a million times in the break room. That's come out of the green room 1,000 times before. And he said it on stage.
I think
that's a PR risk.
Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen.
Sounds a lot more likely.
We are back. I'm just going to switch over the scene. And And we are ready to go. Welcome back, gentlemen, to session 26 of Nexus Pathfinder. We are missing out on Raylan's. Raylan's not going to be with us today. He might join a little bit later in the evening like he did last time, but this is unfortunately one that he's not going to be with us for. But that's okay, because we managed last time, and we didn't have a TPK. So I'll start us off with a recap of last episode, and we will pick up where we left off. So last time, in episode 25, the Pire Pals had encountered a dangerous Draconic Cult in the midst of the floating isles of Stratamos. They seem to have taken advantage of the recent elven martial law, and they might be after some of Teodus' hatchlings. Can the Pire Pals stop the nefarious goals of this cult? The fate of the last dragon hatchling depends on it. Perhaps, ridding this part of the Stratamos Isles from the cultist's grip, they may be able to chase after the footsteps of Anzor Lightstride, the halfling astral emissary who came here after the Astron Council, all those many hundreds of years ago. Where we pick back up is in Dead Titan Pass, where the rock was felled by the Pire Pals.
Did anybody smell what he was cooking?
Rock chops.
Ew.
I do have some. Yeah, you know what? Do we want to prepare a campfire and maybe roast some big bird?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good idea.
Alrighty. Yeah. So I'm gonna set up down here, right by the Titan's hip bone here. I'm gonna set up start a campfire.
Okay, I'm going to please request nature check. One more thing, guys. I don't know if you saw in the DM there that I sent you in our group chat. The revision for the Pathfinder player core is released this summer. So I know barbarians have a huge buff. Raging no longer takes an action. AC penalty is gone when you're in rage. I've only really looked at, I know Paladin had a big overhaul, the champion. So Aurelian, that's going to be for you to look up. But everybody has changes, so make sure you go and watch through that video. I don't know if the changes are implemented within the Foundry engine right now, and I'm not going to apply them to our game before that happens, because I don't want to be doing mental bookkeeping for all the new stats and stuff, but definitely something to look forward to, at least.
Cool.
With a 6, you kind of put together some of the sticks, but it would appear that all of the sticks that you've gathered for kindling seem to actually just be old bone that the rock had previously brought up from small little prey and victims, and they are completely unwilling to catch fire.
I'll go look for some kindling.
Little help here. I am shamed.
I shall.
Even though I'm not fire ancestry.
Critically succeeding, Kevin takes out his fire. Oh shoot, my camera's dying again. Oh, this is not good.
Oh.
I might have to just get me a new camera.
I mean, we did get a pretty good look of edgy Sam drinking his water.
Kevin pulls out his finger guns and flames erupt out of your two fingers.
That's cool.
All right, campfire as Aurelian wanted, where he wanted it.
Okay, very well.
I'm gonna, I'll set up some stakes with the chunks of bird.
Okay, remove it from your inventory.
Just trying to find where I put it in my inventory now. Rock fillet. There we go.
Do the rock fillet.
That's sick. We're eating this thing. Cool.
Let me just. There we go. And yeah, so I'm going to put those on some skewers and start. Maybe add some seasoning out of my meal kit.
The atmosphere around you is just filled with a delicious smell of lush, rich rock chops. It smells like chicken, but much more rich. Perhaps it's just due to the size and the sheer amount of testosterone that was coursing through that beast's muscles, but This one's going to be a special meal. And as you're cooking, you see Ivef grin, sit down, and he's holding his sword, and he flips it around and sticks it into the grass, and sits down with one elbow on his knee, and he wipes his brow with the other, and kind of looks up at you all and says, "Now, I suppose now might be time for some introductions. Who may I have the pleasure of meeting here? You all handle yourselves well in the heat of battle. I was expecting that I might have to compensate for some dead weight here, but my goodness, you proved me wrong."
We're honored to hear that.
I am Aurelian Godsworn of Morrow's Leaf, and my companions are the Pire Pals.
Pire Pals. Pleased to meet your acquaintance. I, for the spirit of full transparency, do have a mission of my own. I have to bring these aether crystals back to someone for some reason. I can't disclose exactly why, but perhaps it might work out in both of our mutual favor if we were to travel together for the next little while until I can take my leave and go back to it. Sorry. He seems to have, spoken a little bit too much, and he kind of catches himself.
Raeninion, you say?
He looks at Kevin, squints his eyes, and says nothing.
Cool.
Crystals for the Elven capital? Seems a little strange.
Not for Elven royalty, I can assure you of that.
I suppose you have proven yourself that you're no friend of the elves. I shouldn't assume the worst of you. My apologies.
You'd be surprised what meddling affairs these elves can get into.
I imagine I would.
Those for you, meddling elves.
Yeah, those knife ears.
He looks and
Can't say that we're live.
Squints at you and says, "You aren't fond of the elves, are you? I can tell that much."
They aren't fond of us
Good
either.
reason.
I might have to warn you, nor am I, and yet I am employed by one. Again, not of Elven royalty. You wouldn't catch me dead at Kinmanor Keep.
Oh. You have your own business, and I have nothing to say about it. But maybe I'll keep the knife ear comments to myself for the time being.
Oh, so long as my mistress, never mind.
Bro, spill the tea. You shagging an elf?
No, my goodness. No relationship of that sort. She pays well, and I'm a contract worker. I'm from Meldeloth.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
And
Boris gonna look at.
Sorry?
Oh, my bad.
No, you
go on. It's kind of stupid. I was just gonna say, Wyatt Herb, do you eat meat?
Well, glad you asked. I'll try some to, honor the hunt, but no. I do
not much of a meat eater. Do you have food of your own? I'd hate to see you sitting around here alone while we dine.
All I need is the Lord-given sun.
Hey, I can't say I relate, but I'm glad to. Good attitude. Anyways, back to it.
You can eat sun. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. It's free.
That is.
I'm gonna check the rock chops and turn them over, make sure they're coming along well.
Please give me a performance check, Cal.
Uh-oh, you better not mess this up.
No.
No. Anybody in chat want to spend on some inspiration?
Oh, what did you do?
Oh no!
Oh no! I'm hero pointing that. I'm 100%
Wait, we're hero pointing on cooking?
Come on,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
So help me,
Yes.
if there's a TPK at the end of this night, you can't be mad at me that you wasted it.
There
it
we
is.
go. That's better.
Critically succeeding.
go.
Suddenly, all of you smell a hint of burning, and your heads all whip over to the campfire. But alas, it was a false alarm, as Aurelian the Dragonborn champion had been expertly handling these rock chops and has flipped them to a medium rare perfection.
You are quite the cook, Aurelian. quite the cook.
I appreciate the praise.
Anyway, IVF, I can't speak for everybody, but I, for one, would be happy to have you with us for the time being. You seem a capable fighter yourself.
I can hold a sword, that I can, and yet I would prefer it if I could stay out of battle. I have but one business in the Stratumos Isles, and the things that I've seen here are wearying my spirit. It's concerning, to say the least. After the increased martial presence of the elves, it would seem that some other nefarious intentioned groups have taken a foothold in these islands. I can't imagine what their goals might be. Perhaps you would know something of it.
I have no personal memory.
Maybe, I don't know. Weird.
Very well.
Anywho,
We shall learn.
Yeah, let's serve up these chops. Dig in.
Top, delicious.
All right. Aurelian hands out the pieces of medium rare meat to all of you, and you just begin to dig in. And Ivef, as you pass him a piece, seems surprised and graciously nods and bows his head as he takes it and devours it. And it is delicious. It's perhaps not quite as hearty as the meals that you were used to having back at the Pire Dice Inn, cooked by the expert hands of Mrs. Huckleberry. But for a mid-camp ration, it's better than you can ask for. And it does your empty stomachs well to partake in such a well-seasoned and well-cooked meat.
All right.
That was worth the hero point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, should I cast Cozy Cabin and rest up?
Yeah, hey, I like it. Aurelian, as usual, you and I shall be sharing a cabin. I trust.
We're all sharing a cabin. There's only one
I
cabin.
think you meant to say sleeping bag.
Right, yeah, that's what I meant.
All right, you can give
I wouldn't
that a
recommend
cast.
it.
And all right, you guys are going to sleep then? Everyone's in concurrence?
Yep.
I am.
Yes. I've gathered some soil and leaves. I've brought it in the cozy cabin with me.
Okay. You may all go to sleep. And you awake the next morning with the sun peeking over the hills ahead, and it sends god rays down, blinding you as you look up to the north. But over down to the south, you can see a mesmerizing myriad of oranges and reds, pinks, and purples as the sun casts its ethereal glow upon the morning sky. There's a chill to the air, and the notable absence of any large bird screeching. And you look over and you can see the corpse of the rock sitting next to the massive Titan skeleton, a reminder of the day's work before. And yet all of you remember the Draconic cultists that you encountered beforehand, wearying your spirits.
Right. I suppose we are not so unfamiliar with the, inhabitants of these islands.
Aurelian is gonna step out into the morning sun, gonna cast his gaze upon the Titan skeleton and turn his eyes to the dead rock, and he's gonna mutter to himself, I suppose the dead Titan Pass has a second Titan to its name now.
Wind blows through your hair and you feel super badass.
Main character moment.
It's over. I'll shoot
doubly effective for not having any hair, so...
Yeah.
All of us are NPCs, except for Calvin. Except for Aurelian.
I'm gonna turn to the party. I'm gonna say, those cultists that we encountered in the caves, they do worry me. I don't know what they're up to, but I fear it's Very bad.
It might be of some value for us to check out the situation. What say you, Thorn?
We should continue forward. Wasn't Sam from last session?
Mm-hmm.
There was a trail in the spot
Just
that I was
look
at?
up into the sky. Sam, when that's it.
Sorry.
You're free to ask questions if you guys forget about something from last session.
Sorry, I shouldn't be rude like that.
Say it again, Thorn.
There was like a trail that I went towards in
within,
that area.
In the Dead Titans Pass or in the cave before?
No, just over here. Just before we continue. Like,
Oh, right.
in this location.
I'm not sure. From my understanding, I'd have to go back and see the VOD, and I hate to like destroy canonical history,
no.
but this is like a dead end here.
Okay. Sounds
I
good.
remember what you were doing, though, back in the previous area.
Yeah.
That might be worth going back to if there's no way forward.
It would seem to you that this is sort of like a cove, and it has, it was a rock nest, and you know that rocks like to guard and shepherd their young within really confined spaces where it can guard just from one area and one angle. It would appear that from where you are, the only way through is back the way you came.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry.
No need.
Aurelian is gonna pull out the piece of quartz. He's gonna run his thumb over it and survey, and he's gonna say, "This appears to be a box canyon." And then put the quartz away.
How badass does he look when he's doing that?
Wind blows through. If he had hair, it would be blowing back, but unfortunately his bald, draconic head.
He does have a cloak.
That billows through. Yes. Yeah. And all of you look at him and go, "Whoa."
Like rustling.
Yeah. This guy's so wise.
Just
so
bogging all of
mysterious.
I am merely channeling the wisdom of one much more knowledgeable in these things than I.
He's a follower
And
of
humble.
Zampiris.
Humble.
And devoted.
Takes no credit.
I was actually talking about a particular dwarf.
Torok, you can feel your bird get hard.
The other one.
All right. Torok doesn't pick up on that, so that's how he...
Hey, Torok didn't know that. Torok is so honored. Torok gonna lift his head a little higher.
You see Evef grin, kind of look and go, "What the hell's wrong with these guys?" And kind of mutter under his breath and go back to brushing off his sword from the battle past.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah.
As you guys are walking back, Evef kind of turns to Kevin and said, "What is it that you came here for, Master Halfling?"
Sort of like you, we have our own mission, but not really at liberty to say right now.
Fair enough. Keep your secrets. And he goes to the orc. A half-orc. What business have you in these mountains?
Just following the group. No business.
I understand. And he sort of nods towards Thorn. You can see pity in his eyes as he...
He's not our slave. He's not our slave. He is our friend.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. I totally misunderstood this situation. I assumed you were...
He likes being with them.
You're under here in your own free will. Is this correct?
Sometimes I feel like a slave.
Oh no!
I'll turn to Ivef and say, "I'll have you know, Thorn is a chieftain among his kind and well respected in the Pire Pals." And pat Thorn on the shoulder.
A chieftain, I'm sure, of his kind, perhaps. Have you heard of the Wooglands? He says.
I have heard of them.
We've encountered them.
I knew a Wooglan who was a chieftain in his own village and then came out to civilization and was unfortunately sold into prostitution. Might this be a similar situation?
It's not. He likes it here.
No.
In fact, it's the other way around.
Great heaven.
There was another chieftain similar to me, but he did more tickling, you can say.
I see.
So maybe you're just confusing me with them.
I see. Ivef allows the rest of the group to carry on further into the cave mouth, but he kind of puts an elbow in your chest, Thorn, and holds you back a little bit, and he says, "If you're not here by your own volition, you let me know. I have a heart for the downtrodden." And he pats you on the back and carries on. Okay.
Okay.
Thorn just doesn't know what to say.
It looks so bad. I know it looks bad.
So, Wyatt, can you speak to bushes and trees, or how's that work?
In a way. I let them speak to me, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's a plan thing.
Oh,
good to know.
We wouldn't relate.
All right. You guys continue back the way you came into the winding caves that you had fought your way through. And you see the bloodied corpse of Reluvathel Adro. And Ivef kind of walks over to him, and you can see that he has pity and a bit of sorrow in his eyes as he looks at the corpse of the combatant that he had bested. He says, all in the gods' timing, I suppose. And
you care for your opponent. Sorry.
He looks down and looks back up to you and says, perhaps in another life, I may have. He walks over here and says, hush! He puts his fist up like this, and you all instinctively kneel down on one knee as he does this. He says, do you hear that? I'm going to throw a perception check, and everyone may take it.
No, I don't.
We shall see. Thorn, Wyatt, Aurelian, and particularly Kevin, you can hear chanting off in the distance.
Ooh.
I hear chanting off in the distance.
To the east!
I hear
Do I recognize the language that they're chanting in?
It is indeed in your own mother tongue, Aurelian.
Oh.
We gotta
Can I make out what they're saying?
Not from this distance, no.
Okay. It would appear that they are chanting in Draconic.
I don't know nothing about no Draconic. Oh.
Got 2 white herbs in the chat.
Are you cool with your own people? Like, if we just walked up there and asked them what's going on?
Hold up. Thorn is schooled in secrets. You notice the signs and symbols that members of mystery cults and other secret societies use to declare their affiliation to fellow members. Dude, this is the thing about Pathfinder, is that, like, I have a cool idea, and then someone has an ability that is super, super niche, and, okay. You can use occultism in place of diplomacy to gather information about such groups, and in place of deception to impersonate a member of these groups. So what would you like to do, Thorn? Are you trying to locate, understand, impersonate?
I want to kind of impersonate to get closer look without disturbing the peace.
Would you like to use an occultism check or a diplomacy check? Choose.
I don't know.
So what's the higher ability score?
What was it between again?
Diplomacy or occultism. You have a +0 in occultism, and you have a +2 in diplomacy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw... Oh, you're an orc. It's all right. You may...
BC 20.
+2.
This is tough.
Oh, Lord.
All right, it just wasn't meant to be, guys. I'm sorry.
That would have been sick, though.
Yeah, as Thorn like really confidently walks up and says, "Watch this," and Wyatt goes, "No. They're elves. They're elves. You're an orc."
Right.
And Thorn kind of looks at his green hands and goes, "Whoa."
he could have had his moment.
But you do remember picking up a few clues about this cult, Thorn, and particularly a few things stick out to you about the cultists that you've seen thus far. Number one, they were able to summon powers of the elements. You fought a living waterfall, a wall of the cave made alive. And secondly, they were all of elven kind, as far as you've seen. And you wonder, inside of your head, is there perhaps a correlation with the elven martial law and these elven draconic cultists at once? And thirdly, you know that they are of draconic nature. And your mind wanders back to the mission that you were on with Teodus and his dragon egg hatchlings.
Hey, so Ivef isn't an elf.
Correct.
Does this help at all?
Sorry, I'm just in the kitchen. 1 second. Could you read it to me?
No. There's a lot of big words.
Photosynthesis.
Yeah.
Right.
It says mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
It's just a science
Indeed
textbook.
it does help, Master Halfling.
Ah, yes.
Ilverani Purist. All Twilight speakers are trained to resist the alluring customs of younger peoples. But you have made it your mandate to keep the Ilverani way unchanged. Such dedication has given you a trained eye for subtlety and deception when you attempt to sense the motive of a non-elf humanoid. Ho! Okay, that's badass. So yes, Ivef is a non-elf humanoid. Correct.
Can I sense the motive on him?
You may.
A little safety buffer.
I'll give you a roll here.
I know you're an Ilverani purist, Kevin. Why did you tell us?
No, it never really came up.
Right. You never asked.
Oh, man.
Oh!
It's hard to tell what his motivations are. There are a few things that stuck out to you with Ivef. Number one was his shock and surprise when he saw the party for the first time as he was wrestling with Reluvithel, the elf, for access to that Aether Crystal. Number two was the sorrow that you could see in his face as he saw his fallen opponent. And number three, you notice a similarity between Thorn and Ivef as to where their hearts truly belong.
Interesting. Orin, bless his heart, always has been allured by dark things. That's true.
Interesting.
I guess Kevin's not telling us that because he's right. Ivef's right with us.
Yeah, this is only what Kevin knows.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point. I guess I shouldn't be talking about it.
Well, you can out of character, but as far as what your characters know.
Yep. Good point.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Orin, you had a good idea and maybe sending somebody in to learn about them rather than all jumping in at once. Maybe you could send Aurelian? What do you think of the idea?
I think it's a good idea. We need to know more about what's going on before we just blindly attack.
You're right.
Do we though?
Yeah. To be
I'm a
real,
big fan of
Gerard,
blindly attacking.
We know you are.
We all know what you're gonna want. Blindly attacking is fun, and it does have merit at times. Well, what's our move, gentlemen?
I don't know.
All right.
Aurelian,
Aurelian, would you be willing to go in and try to learn about them?
We all got to go together.
Okay. Well, sure. I'll go then.
Ivef, you're the one that stopped us. What's going on?
He looks to you and he says, I have no business with whatever's over there. I need to leave the Stratumos Isles and get back to Raeninion.
Would you be willing to wait for us as we check this area out?
He looks and his gaze pans the party and says, I see that I have no choice, and I doubt I can make it out of these holes myself.
Yeah, this ain't no free ride, bro. Like, if we're going in, you're coming with us. Like, you're not just hanging back letting us clear the way.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How many cultists have we killed so far?
Oh, here comes that broken paladin.
I couldn't tell you why. Is it important for...
Was it 4?
Yes.
Could you tell me why? I don't know. We could go back in the VOD.
I mean, I need a greater than, less than.
Okay, well, what's your ability?
Have we killed more than 5?
No.
I don't think so.
No, there were 3 that had summoned. I know for sure. And there was one that was already dead at the entrance of the the cave, but you didn't kill him. So I'm going to say probably 3, but I'm very open to being fact-checked if someone wants to go back to the VOD.
Aurelian, what's your ability?
4.
Spit it out.
Yeah.
What do you got up your sleeve?
So,
spit it out, boy.
It's not actually an ability. It's an idea, which is almost the more dangerous thing to,
shoot.
So, cultist robes. There's 6 members of our party. I, being Dragonborn, can get away without wearing them because I am the very symbol of what the cult is worshipping.
That stands to reason.
Wait a minute.
So, if I can dress up the rest of the party in the cultists' robes, and then you all follow me. As if...
Can I piggyback on your idea? You and I have interacted for at least 10 minutes since we've known each other.
So then you would be impersonating me.
Oh, cool.
And looking like and basically be my twin.
Yes.
If you interact for at least 10 minutes, when you later attempt to impersonate that individual, you gain a +4 circumstance bonus to your deception checks and DCs.
Oh, hang on. I miscounted.
What you look like, right?
Raylan is not with us at the moment, so we only need 4 sets of robes.
Yeah, but there's no way an orc and a bush are gonna go undetected among elves.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I mean, it depends if you get a nat 20 or not. Am I right?
I think
only
only
reality.
2 of you go in, and we'll stay back to defend in case things hit the fan, which they usually do.
Yeah, we'll cover you.
I try to make sure that they do.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about the prospect of splitting up, like Kevin was saying.
If we just get within range, I can just fireball them and kick it off that way too.
We need to.
Aurelian's gonna point at Kevin and be like, "I like where your head's at."
Remember how tough the fight was last time, though? There was only 3 that time. Maybe there's more. Might be overrun.
Well, I mean,
I'm not worried.
I know you're not, Aurelian Godsworn. I am.
Well, if the cult is to the east, what if we went back north? Didn't hear any cult over there.
Maybe. Is that the way we came from?
Yeah.
That was a dead end.
We're here for an egg.
No, we came from the north. It wasn't a dead end.
Wait.
So, on the one hand,
y'all decide.
I am concerned
I don't care
about our
right.
Shall we say charge? But on the other hand, I am also concerned about these cultists and what it is that they're doing here.
I think it's important.
what I would propose is that we return to our friend to, render the necessary assistance. I'm trying to talk around stuff while within earshot of Ivef, right? And we might consult with him about what we've seen with these cultists and whether it would be prudent to seek them out and eliminate them.
I mean, do we have the thing?
We do.
I think
We
we do,
collected
yeah.
it.
Yeah, look, then let's get the fuck out of here, and then we can always come back.
I suppose so, and it is a pretty urgent matter that we're attending to at present. Maybe we should get back quickly rather than...
Yeah. I think that's probably the best idea. As we go back, we ensure the safety of our charge.
Yeah.
And then we can, and then if necessary, upon consultation, we can return and tear out this cult root and branch, as it were.
That seems fair to me.
Seems
What
safe.
say you, Wyatt?
I mean, could have used a different metaphor there, but I'm in agreement.
Cool. Well, then...
I meant no offense.
Yeah. All right, then let's head back.
I was thinking of the, shall we say, knife-eared leaf lovers? Okay, let's head back.
As you guys are doing this, you can hear... Hold up there, Aurelian. You can make it halfway to the bridge before you guys make your next step. You hear large footsteps, and you can hear the rocks begin to give off tremors. And it's unclear to you. Is it perhaps the magnetic waves, the reaction of the aether crystals to the magnetic waves of Sherathia? Is it perhaps that of the dragon cultists? Perhaps the draconic cultists have finished a ritual and summoned some unearthly thing. Perhaps it's just a lone residence of the cave, but something is causing the entirety of the cave to shake around you.
Gentlemen, is this perhaps a message?
Oh, 100% it's a message.
Maybe...
That is worrisome.
Maybe
all right, let's...
But just to breaking the fourth wall, I am not railroading you. You just get to pick. That's all. Both are fun.
I guess...
Okay, so we're not going to go there and then come...
No, you can do whatever you want. Sorry, Nub. Cut you off there.
Guess we should go the cultist way then.
I mean, if they have succeeded in summoning something, well, we're not going to be able to interrupt their summoning.
You could join it, though.
And it is unlikely that their summon will become stronger in the time that it takes us to deliver the MacGuffin.
All right, so you want to go deliver the MacGuffin?
Yeah, we can deliver the MacGuffin. We can speak to, our contact.
Let's go deliver the egg and cheese McMuffin.
Ivef's like, what?
Yeah, Ivef is just egg McMuffins. I've already had breakfast. The rock chops were plenty. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Aurelian,
whichever we do, let's get on it.
Yeah.
Aurelian begins to kind of hold his head and twist his neck back and forth, and he turns to the group.
I hear a fell voice.
Is it Thragmabor?
And then I will start speaking Draconic. And then realize that nobody understands it and start translating that through flame we are reborn. Through sacrifice we ascend.
Oh my goodness.
Damn it.
That's what's going on over there.
Let's
I would
kill the cultists.
We should have you impersonate Aurelian, and you both go in and find whoever's casting the main spell, get as close as possible. You start the attack with attacking them, and we'll get the other people.
So the thing is that I'm a reach out and touch somebody guy. I have 94 HP.
Well, Aurelian can do that.
106.
Yeah, he can do the heavy lifting when you get close enough.
What is your disguise kit's... Whoa! Kaku Jelly, thank you very much for the gifted subscription to Shkiggity. Much appreciated.
Shkiggity, let's go.
What is the conditions of your disguise kit? Because I might have to require a 2-for-1 special here, Kevin. If you do choose to impersonate him, as obviously you're a halfling, he's a dragonborn. You can impersonate his dialect, but I'm going to probably need that disguise kit to be pulled out somewhere.
You should sit on the dwarves' shoulders. Just a thought.
It's not a bad one.
The small wooden box contains cosmetics, false facial hair, spirit gum, and a few simple wigs. You usually need a disguise kit to set up a disguise in order to impersonate someone using the deception skill. Yeah. If you wanted to use that and then use your analyze intellect.
Wait. What if... What is Herb wearing? Are you wearing like a trench coat?
No, it's just like an overcoat. Like
if we only had, if only Raylan was here and I could borrow his hospital gown.
Oh.
If only there were like some robe lying around of a particularly occult nature that we might use to complete this disguise.
You're right. I suppose we could go get...
Yeah, let's go get a couple robes.
From the previous room.
All right. Let's do that.
Well, it's right here, isn't it?
There were no cultists killed here. Only Reluvithel lost his life in this area.
Okay.
Back here.
Go grab those.
Tremors becoming stronger as you venture forward, Aurelian.
Getting close.
I'm gonna stand watch back here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna...
Me and Wyatt will hang back.
Dragonling.
I'm gonna
Hell yeah, brother.
proceed somewhat more cautiously and peer around corners before I expose myself.
Holy
Separating in between all of you, a cave giant appears. Gentlemen, please roll for initiative.
Lord Almighty.
Why not?
Wait, what?
Where are you?
Oh, you never took us out of our last combat.
Yeah.
Did I not? Here, I'll end the encounter.
Sam, can you make that cave giant voice again?
It's got to just happen naturally. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah. You got to just encounter another cave giant.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad.
Shkiggity, thanks for the gift sub. Welcome to the chat, Shkiggity. Haven't seen you here before. All right. Do we begin? Starting off with Kevin Huckleberry. Make your move.
Right. Aurelian's gonna run in front of me. So I'm cool with that. So I shall cast a Dash of Doom. Right.
Classic.
Yeah.
Woohoo, okay. Classic. You can see the cave giant has instinctively run out at the sound of passing footsteps, hoping for an easy meal. But as he looks off to his left and sees an orc and a dwarf, and to his right a dragonborn and a red-capped halfling, you can see him falter. Casting Blazing Bolt. Is this a 2-action one?
Yep. It surely is.
All right. Give me an attack roll. Make sure you target everybody. Natural 20 with our first nat 20 of the night. Congratulations. That is a critical hit with a 36. Please roll critical damage.
Good.
I just rolled damage.
We will do 28 damage. You can see the fire just erupt and illuminate the entirety of the cave. Thorn, you can feel your eyebrows begin to fizzle up as the cave erupts. And you can see the cave giant falter behind. He holds on to both sides of the hallway. Wide Herb, you are up next.
On hearing all this commotion, I am just going to use 3 move actions, which this is about 50 feet, and that's another 25.
Okay.
And that will end my turn.
Aurelian Godsworn, you are up next.
All right. I shall move right up to the cave giant, using 2 actions to move the distance. And I shall strike at it with Righteous Fury.
Make your attack. That will be a hit with a 31 because he is frightened.
Nice.
With 19 damage, you see the champion Dragonborn with fell fury flying through the corridor with his blade and bringing it up. And with one swipe, slits diagonally across the belly of the cave giant.
Get the camera.
I will just show you exactly what you guys are facing here.
What? He's so crazy, dude. You're brave AF to run up at him like that.
Looks like a werewolf version of me.
A little bit. There's some thorn there for sure. You might be able to raise him up, buddy.
Aw, crazy.
Is that your turn there, Aurelian?
That is my turn. Let me just end that.
The cave giant kind of looks down. No. And he can see the black blood begin to drip down from the diagonal incision that the champion has made upon him. And he kind of looks at his left fist and his right hand gripping its great axe. You can see him confused, and he looks towards the source of his pain, and he just instinctively raises his right hand and brings down his great axe with a plus 17 down upon the Dragonborn. That will be a hit. Rolling for damage. And as soon as that great axe comes down doing 20 damage, he will be following up with his fist with his left hand, soaring through the air with an uppercut with a plus 13, missing as the Dragonborn weaves his head out of the way. And he brings the great axe down one more time with a multiple attack penalty of minus 10, missing again. Auric Blood Totem, you are up.
Sweet. So I have him targeted. I'm going to cast Ice Storm. That in the chat. I will
he will be rolling a DC 26 reflex save with a plus 13. If he rolls a 13 or higher, he will fail with a 22.
Nice.
Please roll full
Sweet.
damage.
So I'm gonna. Lovely. It's exciting.
And that will be 15 damage. Is this a proximity? I'm sorry, Will. You do have to cast within your line of sight, and casting the apex of that spell will not work.
Yeah,
here.
You're right. Okay, I wasn't aware of that.
So you could do the apex right at the end of my measuring tool there.
I could. Then I would hit my buddies. Can I? Do I have to skip my turn, or can I recast a different spell?
You can. I'll give you a recast. We'll
I
just
appreciate
do this once.
that.
Yeah, we'll remove the templates here.
Okay, thank you. In that case, I'm going to... Oh, sorry, let me just measure out my distance here. 30 feet away. I hope that's accurate. I'm going to cast Befuddle.
He will do another DC 26 will save, and he has failed his first one. I'll give it to you again. This is a failure.
I appreciate that.
He rolled just a normal failure. So on a failure, he is going to be clumsy 2 and stupefied 2.
I mean, he probably is pretty clumsy already, but it's nice to have that extra bonus.
Yeah, you can see Torok kind of doing. Remember back in the courts of Raeninion, his
right.
You see that, and you can see the cave troll's eyes sort of gaze over to him and go as in obvious fear, as that dwarf, the funny dwarf man, is making the funny finger movements. Is that your turn, Torok?
That's gonna end my turn. Yep.
Thorn Lockstad, you are up next.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to him, and I'm gonna go for a swing.
With a critical hit with a 19, this will be hitting by plus 15. Roll critical damage, please.
It's insane, dude.
Oh,
Jesus.
My gosh.
Holy crap. Nice.
Critical specialization. Choose one creature adjacent to the initial target within reach of the ace. So there's no other combatants that you're facing off against, so unfortunately this is not going to affect, but the cave giant will be taking 40 damage. You can see the orc does a run and a leap with his axe, and you can see him split down the side in between the neck and the right shoulder. Does anybody speak Jotun?
I do not.
Jotun? I hardly know him.
Nice.
No one speaks Jotun?
And I should check before I just say that, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
It's a common language.
At Giants?
It's, yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately not.
Thorn, how many actions was that?
2.
All right. You have one more.
I'm gonna swing again.
This will be a hit by 2 because he's frightened from Dirge of Doom and he is befuddled as well. And that will be 18 damage. You cut him down, cleaving once more using the momentum of your first strike to cleave him through the side, so he has an X of dripping blood down him, and you can see him drop his axe, and he clutches his chest.
Oh, that was excellent. That whole turn was sick.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
Dirge of Doom casted. I'm not putting the 30-foot thing. We all know who I'm targeting here.
Yeah, exactly. He will gain a frightened condition.
The frightened condition should actually just stay the same because I'm...
Oh, correct. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And he's looking pretty beat up. Like...
Quite. He has dropped his weapon, his only source of defense, and he's bleeding profusely with a massive incision on his neck and an X down his gut.
Nice.
With a Thunder Strike, he will be rolling
a level
a
1 Thunder Strike.
DC 26 reflex saving throw, and that will be a failure by 1 because he's clumsy.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damage.
I bet he had something to say, but we just can't hear him.
Yeah.
With 10 damage.
That's cuff.
As he drops his axe, he falls to his knees, holding his incisions, and he looks up towards Thorn and says, "No, the Draconic." And suddenly, his skeleton appears in front of you, flashing in and out, his flesh marring. You can smell the smell of cooked giant. As he and you can see his limbs automatically extend involuntarily, and then back, and then extend again, until he slumps up against the side of the wall.
Shoot.
Does he make the Home Alone scream?
He doesn't, but we're gonna have to prompt that one for next time.
Right. Well, maybe we should go check out that cult.
That was so sad.
I know. That was an epic Thunder Strike, though.
Kaku Jelly, you have to talk earlier in the chat. She says, "Someone save the giant."
Oh no!
Oh no!
Yeah. Making me so worse.
Okay. I can't save the giant at this point, but I'll save a part of it. Namely, one of those big tusks. Gimme.
Please take it.
Put on his jaw and just.
I feel like that's more desecration.
Wider, you and I are going to consume this giant now.
That's a negative, son.
You don't want to do that? That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
pluck a flower from under my coat and place it on the dead giant.
That was honorable.
Everybody, please add 20 XP to your character sheets. She's looting. Not good enough.
We're just
I'm
taking
doing
his
what I
stuff.
can, okay? I'm trying.
We're kind of saving him. We're saving a bit of his memory.
With a critical success, you are able to take grasp of one of his tusks, and it's notably a lot drier than you had previously seen it to be, as the electricity from Kevin's spell has coursed through all of its limbs and its bones, evaporating any lick of moisture that may once have been on it, allowing you a firm grasp as you pull, and you can hear the reeving of flesh on bone as you...
The detail.
That's really cool.
I'll just give you one more look here.
Dang. He's terrifying.
I shall add that to my inventory.
Maybe we're the bad guys.
Yeah.
No,
Every time we...
No.
Every
Everybody's
fight-
the hero of their own story.
Yeah, you're right. We're the good guys. Let's just keep
Oh,
trucking.
yeah. Somebody should look at that. You melee guys should look at that great axe, though. See if that's an improvement
Also-
for anyone.
True.
He did seem to be warning us about the cult before he died. Maybe it's a reason to check it out.
This is...
Well, that's what we're doing. Remember, we're going up to grab the robes and then coming back.
He does...
Yeah, you're
Are you
right.
guys
I was-
looting him? He does have an inventory.
Hell yeah,
Sure.
I'm looting them.
yeah, let's loot him.
So he has a great axe. It's in the chat there. He has hide armor.
Or gold.
If you perhaps were to have another member of your party with you, this item would be of particular value.
Hey.
Golden rocks.
As
could-
well,
I am.
he did have a rock with him.
Wow.
Dang.
Oh, he was. Oh, you're humanizing him.
Is
Don't
that-
do that.
Is that me in real life, Sam?
What? Do you have a sack for holding rocks in real life?
A sack with only one rock in it?
No, I didn't pick up on that.
So everybody,
bro.
time out, fourth wall break, open it up a little bit. So for those of you that don't know in chat, November, long and short of it, November of last year, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer, and I unfortunately had to get old lefty removed. And I've been going through treatment, and I got another surgery coming up on Friday that's actually pretty intense. So, yeah, so I just now see anything that has sacks and singular things in it, and I find the humor in it.
It's a pretty niche
But-
niche thing to come up. I didn't even...
I mean, I'm glad you
Yeah,
can laugh
but
at it.
that's the thing, is that it comes up way more than you would think.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know?
So, no,
Ripple Lefty, the
forgive
forgotten
me for this
children
one,
will
but
be remembered.
Yes.
First
Yeah.
time chat.
I have to make this. I have to make this. Chat.
Triple lefty.
He gave his left nut to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he literally...
So,
What's your
like,
excuse for missing
respect,
D&D,
you know?
Raylan?
Right. Well,
No,
Well,
this
I'm like,
wasn't
gave
up
up
his-
for it.
an intentional
Oh,
analogy
do that.
for IRL Kevin.
Yeah.
But this
Okay.
cave giant did
Uh,
have a sack for holding rocks. And I will say, this cave giant seems to have sort of carved on the face of a baby onto this rock.
I will take the sack for holding rocks. I need a convenient place to put my piece of quartz.
Why do you always say this after he's dead? Like,
hi.
I thought he was just a monster, but maybe I'm the monster.
Can I have the rock?
I'll give you the rock. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't grab the item out of the chat. Is it just a container? Generic
Can
container?
you just search rock?
Oh yeah. I mean, is it just? Should I name it like Baby Rock or?
Yeah, with a carved baby face on it.
This is horrible.
I feel terrible.
I guess that would be a consumable, huh?
I guess so.
Oh my goodness. We eating this now?
No.
That makes sense though, as a consumable.
Yeah.
Like to throw, I guess. That's ammo too.
Okay. You see Ivef behind the party sort of look and say, "You felled that beast rather quickly. I'm not here to pass judgments."
He's not mad, he's just disappointed. Oh shoot.
With the dagger, why don't you?
You're punching a hole in my heart right now.
My heart. My soul.
Right, my heart.
Let's go and get that robe. Still need it.
Yep, let's go get it. Somebody come get her.
Thorn's gonna try to organize the body a little better. Like put his hands over in an honorable way and all that.
Close his
I'm
eyes.
going to require a performance check from you, please, Thorn.
Sounds good.
That's actually honorable of you to do.
Like
Natural 20.
Nice.
You position, using your orca strength, you position the body up against the cave wall, and as you do, you notice that his genitalia had been marred from battle many years ago, and you begin to put clues to this cave giant was infertile and had a dream of having children of his own, and to tide over its maternal instincts, it carved the face of its young into that of a rock. You put it to rest.
that was tough.
Oh.
That actually is so sad.
Oh.
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 Like, are we supposed to stop killing stuff? Should we be more gentle with animals and stuff?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
What I'm saying, bro. Oh,
Look, they attacked us.
Yeah,
If he didn't
they
want
did
to
attack
smoke,
us.
if he didn't
I
want
don't-
no smoke, should have
I
stayed
don't
away
feel
from the
bad.
fire.
Pop smoke.
I mean, like,
Entirely justified.
I'm down to like chop off the hands, whatever, to stop the violence, but like I don't know if I'd full on kill him.
Right, maybe we should start like neutralizing enemies instead. I don't know.
If somebody jumps out of a corner of a room and with a weapon and engages
No, you're right.
me in a
That's a
fight,
good point.
Yeah.
I'm not
pretty
gonna
fair.
stop it.
You're
Yeah.
totally
Killer
right,
Pete
though.
killed
Like,
out
I
there.
would. It's just the way it is. It's the way society is, built. We can't go against that.
We can.
We had. Hey,
Who
you
are
know
we to
we
go
had to do it
against?
to him.
I mean, he could have just stayed in his cave, nursed his kid.
Her.
What if he was like under a spell, kind of to like, he was
I'm
enraging
pretty
him to attack us.
Then we freed him from the spell.
Pretty sure
And we did
specifically-
an
were told
honorable
that he was
deed.
looking for an easy
I
meal.
think we may have actually. I think we may actually be misgendering the rock giant.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Oh, is
Which
it
is
a
all, like,
female?
I was holding
Almost a
down.
worse sin than
sorry.
killing it.
Oh no, it's okay.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
wouldn't that what? At the beginning of combat, I have to waste an action asking what their pronouns are?
Do I attack you?
Do I have permission to attack you? Do I have consent?
Do I? Right. Before
Well, I
you get
know
a
you said the
haircut.
joke first, but Sam said it louder, so he gets the credit.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
I didn't
He
even.
is
Sorry, I
weird.
didn't mean to steal it.
I'm not. Oh, I didn't really.
That's
know
just the rules of humor.
Whoever
It is.
says
That's
it
just-
Isn't that
loudest.
the case?
Yep.
If you're louder, you're funnier.
This is loud equals
I like
funny. This is true. So I'm gonna.
In, like,
I've entered
groups.
the. Sorry. I've entered the room where we fought the cultists. Are there bodies? Can I locate the bodies in here?
You can. There's one in front of you here, and one on the other side. However, one has been noticeably hacked up, and it would appear. Oh, camera died, of course.
Ah, shoot.
Stand by.
We have a new DM now, don't we?
Good try. Good try.
Second.
That's our new donation goal. Please fundraise for new camera.
Yeah.
You notice
that's quite enough.
You notice that one of the cloaks seems to have sort of been left in the rubble, the leftovers of that awakened earth wall, and there seem to be some holes in it, but it's intact enough.
Okay, I'll take the more intact of the cloaks here and strip the cultist of the robe. I'm not going any further than that.
You take it the cloak off, and before you is strewn lay a naked elvish form, and reminiscent of that of every single civilian that you've seen within the confines of Raeninion.
Are they really going commando under these cloaks?
No, it's like Skyrim. They have their little linen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still TOS compliant. Twitch, we're not role playing any nakedness here.
Okay. I will arrange the corpse in appropriately and I'll stack I'll build a small cairn over the body with the stones here.
I'm gonna need a performance check from you, please.
Yes. And he already used the 0 point. That one.
23. As you lay these cultists to rest, you build that cairn over them, and as your scales touch their skin, suddenly their skin ignites, and it slowly begins to illuminate in orange ember until their bodies fall away into ash.
That's real cult stuff. That's crazy.
Is the ember left over, or
no, just the ash?
Or did they just gone? Okay. All right.
Wow. Didn't know you were in the cremation business.
Ivef Grin puts a hand out and says, "Master Dragon, what business have you with these cultists?"
They worship my kind after a dark and twisted fashion.
He looks to you and he says, "That phrase you said before the entrance of the cave giant. Repeat it to me."
Through flame, we are reborn.
Hold on 1 second. Before you keep saying that, are we sure that you saying that isn't going to spark some seance in here?
Nope.
Kevin's going to take a cautious step back.
Through sacrifice, we ascend.
And is this the sacrifice that you speak of? As he lays his hand around the carnage and death that is laid before the party. Have you ascended yet, Master Dragon?
Aurelian is gonna turn to Ivef with anger in his eyes and say, "You think I wanted this? You think I asked for their reverence?"
Ivef turns towards the rest of the party and says, "You all saw it yourselves firsthand, that these scales upon the touch of human and elven skin turns them to ashes. Something foreboding is taking place here, and I want no part of it." He crosses the bridge with his back towards the wall, and he's facing you as he takes ginger steps back.
I mean, I hate to see it go, but don't you kind of need our help to get out of here? More than willing to help you.
I think I'll take my chances. My mistress is a demanding one.
Sorry to hear that, Ivan. Be well.
He gives you a nod. And he begins to walk around the rest of the cavern.
Dang, that sucks.
Well,
Aurelian is happy to see him gone after that. He's just...
I guess y'all didn't have the best, relationship.
Just saying, last
I'm
session,
choosing Aurelian over him any day of the week.
I had him high above on a gravity well.
Mm-hmm.
Could have dropped him.
You did do that. He's not that bad. That's...
Bruv.
Could have, that's true.
All right.
You did save him, though.
Hindsight's 2020, but... Well, I was peer
he's
pressured
not
into
betraying us. That's true. That's true. He's not going to betray us or anything like that. We didn't really tell him anything.
I don't think he would.
I hope not. He seemed pretty honorable.
Yeah.
Mixed feelings in the group.
He's 100% going to betray us.
You think he will?
Absolutely.
What does he know? We didn't tell him our...
No, I mean, nobody knows that we're here. Except the people that we killed.
As all of you are
we should probably hurry up.
You hear draconic words begin to echo within your minds. It sounds like a slithering of a snake at first, but with a breathy and horrible tone to it. And as you listen to it, you can hear drums boom, 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 boom. And suddenly, you can hear it morph into the common tongue. Through flame we are reborn. Through sacrifice we ascend. Through flame we are reborn. Through sacrifice we ascend. And you are collectively hearing it. Tarkov, thank you very much for the Prime sub.
Thank you,
Gentlemen,
Tarkov.
I think this is getting...
Hey, Tarkov's back.
Hey.
Welcome back.
I think this is becoming an urgent enough situation that we should get over there, even without considering stealth as heavily as we have been thus far. I think it might make sense to just get our arses over there.
We should move. Do we still want to use stealth, or are we just going?
No, I mean, at this point, I think we just got to go in.
I agree with you. I think we should just move and put a stop to this if we're able to.
Far be it from me to say we should not choose violence.
I mean, should we hit him with the old razzle-dazzle, the old Pire Pal way?
Let's do it.
A little fireball from afar.
Hey, that's the Pire Pal way. If you ain't... I don't even know.
You look at Aurelian's shirt and it just says, "I'm just here for the violence."
That's all it says.
And putting corpses to rest.
Right.
That too.
Yeah.
All right, Aurelian.
Why is my
lead the
character
way.
not moving?
Faithful enough to save your heart. Brutal enough to stop it.
Wow. I would have said this hat.
I was
My
trying to think.
breastplate
There was a T-shirt that I saw a while ago for nurses. That's like, cute enough to stop your heart, skilled enough to restart it. So I was trying to make a play off of that.
That is funny. That's a clever thing.
Aurelian's definitely got that as a bumper sticker on his cart.
have his horse-drawn wagon.
Cola.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll be the first Pire Pal merch that we make.
Right.
As you
women
guys
want me fishing.
begin to make entrance into the cavern, you see a large bridge separating you between a rocky ravine, and you can see a black dragon chewing on the corpses of 2 dragon cultists, ripping apart their flesh, and you can hear the cracking and ripping of their tendons and bones with each bite and mouthful that this dragon makes. Would somebody like to... Aurelian, I'll give you perception with advantage. Astro Greens is back, dragging these nuts. What's up, fellas? Astro,
What
how
up?
you doing, brother?
Hey, buddy.
What's up, brother?
Anyone else here eat ass? Torak does.
Guys, come on.
Torak is a huge in it.
Just throw me right under the bus. Okay.
We're doing well,
Well, I'm pretty
Astro.
sure your
Good
tagline
to
is
see you,
something along
buddy.
the lines of "Your ass is grass."
Aurelian, please make a perception check for me.
Alrighty.
Cut grass, eat ass.
With a critical success, you can coincidentally, as soon as you have approached the site before you, you hear the chanting stop. The ethereal draconic words through your mind have silenced, and you put two and two together, and these draconic cultists have summoned a dragon, and the respect that they paid their master was not shown back to them. And the thing that they summoned is enjoying them for lunch.
That is so... Oh, man. That's dark.
Aurelian is going to, with a flourishing twirl of his sword, he's just going to step forward onto the bridge and, seems this youngster needs to be taught a lesson.
This has happened before, Aurelian. Do you remember last time
this
happened?
is my main character session.
Raylan's not here this time, okay?
Right.
Hey, fine,
Aurelian,
fine.
is this guy immune to fire?
So I'm gonna look at him, and I presume I know the draconic types. I would be familiar with that, and I will say, am I okay assuming that?
I'll do a super low perception roll.
This will be embarrassing if you don't get this.
On a nat 1, you will fail. Yeah, you you know its immunities, and I will throw that in the chat for you here.
It is a black dragon.
Don't bring race.
It has a.
You gotta make it racial, don't you, Aurelian?
Come on. This is our escape from all that crap.
It is a black-scaled dragon.
Okay.
Typically, they have an acid affinity. So
they're immune
Like they
to
like acid?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And they will have an
means that,
acid,
you know,
an acid breath,
presumably fire could be effective.
and immunities to acid, paralysis, and sleep.
Daston says, I have a foot affinity.
That's crazy.
So you would also know his. You would also know their weakness, right?
So...
They're quick.
It does not seem to have any element that is particularly weak to.
Oh, that's so gross, dude. That's
Dragons are not known to be particularly frail.
yeah, that's a good point. We've learned that actually.
Yeah.
Dude, acid. Oh, I don't want to get acided. That's crazy.
Okay. Well,
I mean, speak for yourself.
You're into that? Okay. Oh, okay. My bad.
Learn a new thing.
But I really thought that would not be argued with. But hey.
Well, Aurelian, you can lead the charge, and
Yeah, I'll be behind you in a few minutes.
do you want me to strike something from afar? Whenever you guys get closer,
Yeah, let's do it.
get in position.
Yeah, I'm more of a long range guy myself.
lucky it's
Actually,
this
he's
time.
really scared.
Hey, make sure you move to the left some. There you go.
But my big entrance.
As soon
Yeah,
as
you
you
can do it.
walk into the line of sight of the dragon, you can see it pause with its chewing, and it flicks its head up and gulps down the last mouthful of elf, and it slowly turns its head to you, and you can hear its rumbling. You would like to hit it preemptively with the Thunder Strike. It will roll basic 26 reflex save. With a success by 5, you can roll half damage.
God. At least it's a young one.
That's half? Did you roll half? No, that was...
It says roll damage.
Does he have a weakness
you
too?
click half.
So
okay, so I click
wait.
half.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just double check here to see what. Yes, you will half of that.
That's a really good spell, dude. Dang.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. You see you see electricity just begin to flow through this dragon form, and you can hear it as soon as the electricity hits it. You hear it roar.
Only Drake. That's crazy.
Echoes. Gentlemen, please roll for initiative. Whoever is going to be within combat here.
Maybe we shouldn't have did that.
What's the combat line? Fuck it, I'll go.
I just gotta refresh my game froze.
Okay. That's crazy.
I think your camera froze too. Yeah. Imperious.
Kind of a cool position though.
All right, are we gonna kick this fight off? We're gonna just wait for the young black dragon to roll initiative.
Do it.
I'm trying. This is a laggy game. With the 30, we're going to begin the encounter. Yeah, with Wyatt Earp. Take it away.
Oh yeah. All right, I will move up 25 feet. Going around here. And that he should be in range. Oh my god, my range is 60 feet.
Ah.
I'm gonna move over here.
Yeah, I got a little more range than that. What's whatever.
And I'm gonna hit him with a hunted shot, so it should be 2 rolls of damage.
Okay. First one will be a miss.
Oof.
And this second one will be a hit. Roll for damage, please.
Beautiful.
Is there music for anyone?
Yeah,
No.
refresh.
I have it.
Refresh if you don't have it.
Which F button is that?
F5.
F5.
5.
And that will end my turn.
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm having some serious technical difficulties here. Sorry about that. My browser just keeps freezing.
That's
Are you
suboptimal.
using Firefox?
I am.
What are you?
You're gonna have to swab up here. Sorry. Excuse the delay. I did unplug it. Thank you.
Have you tried edging?
I can't edge because I don't have the Goon browser installed. And they don't work unless they're simultaneously.
Got to get Opera GX and then you can edge.
Alright, I'm in a different browser. Here we go.
Dang. Thanks for doing all that.
Sorry about that, boys. Young Black Dragon will be up next, targeting the first enemy in front of him. He's going to move over, and it will be using its claw at the first dragon combatant in front of him with a critical hit, rolling critical damage.
Oh.
Please take 34 damage. It's going to rear up against you and strike you with its horns with a map -5, missing critically, and then once trying to bite you with a map -10, missing again critically. Torok, you are up next.
Sounds good. I'm going to get him targeted. I'm going to cast a little bit of Ice Storm. And he is within range of me.
Yes, he is, and that will be a failure by 9. Roll for
Beautiful.
damage.
Remember the old 1-2.
Taking 15 damage.
Nice. And with that, I'm going to end off my turn. It's Aurelian.
Is there any creature that ends its turn takes 2 cold damage? Okay.
Oh, is there an additional effect with that?
You got to read that through. I can't keep track of that now. Aurelian,
you're right.
up.
You're right.
Of course I can. 5-foot move. 5 foot. And I will strike at the dragon. Oh, I forgot to do it during the attack. My cloak gives me an ability to.
Oh, great! I forgot about that.
Strike back at it.
Cool.
Is it too late to use this in response to its attack?
I don't think so. Go for it.
Alrighty. Yeah, so how do I actually...
So it has to roll a reflex saving throw with a natural 1. This will be a critical failure, taking 2d6 piercing damage and 2 bleed. Do you want to throw that damage in the chat, please?
Alrighty. No, that's lame.
It will take 3 damage. As
And then,
well as 2 bleed.
Yeah, nerd.
Alright.
What do I say to that?
Shave it, dude. Don't even try. Just shave it.
Handle that. Yeah, bro. I've been through it a million times.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, that's tough.
So I will use lay on hands on myself. And with my final action,
This is just stupid.
So tough.
I will strike at the dragon.
And that will be a hit. Roll for damage.
Just lay hands on yourself right in the middle of combat.
Yep, I did. What are you going to do about it?
I guess, hey, I'm all the way back here. What am I going to do?
Oh my god.
You're going to watch is what you're going to do.
Yeah,
And you're
You'll
going to
take
like
12 damage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Is that your turn, Aurelian?
it. That is my turn.
Okay, Kevin Huckleberry, you're up next.
Nice.
Know it. And then I will cast Vision of Death.
Oh, cool.
So this will be a 26 will saving throw. That will be a success by 7, so roll half damage. Or I guess they're going to take half damage and frightened 1.
They should
Got
be
a lot of
frightened 2. Because Dirge of Doom there.
Oh, gotcha, yep. Perfect. And that will be
Pretty good. That's like
14 damage it takes.
pretty good.
All right, Thorn Lockstead, you are up next.
All right. I'm gonna move up to here, and then I'll go into a rage.
Okay. Soon this won't
And
be in
then-
action.
I was
Yeah, I
thinking
know.
that, dude.
Waiting on that day. And then I'm gonna strike.
Laying on it.
That will
Job.
be a hit
Nice.
by 8, 2 away from a crit.
Uh,
That will be 28 damage it takes.
And I think that's it.
it is 23 DC. You know. Good job. That was a good hit.
All right, who is up next?
Wyatt.
Uh,
Right.
yeah. Why?
I'm just gonna take these last 3 bolts and fire them off. There's one.
Nice.
That will be a hit. Roll for damage.
Sweet.
Nice.
pretty good.
Shot number 2.
With your Peter.
Out with
my
the
little
Peter. Second shot will be a miss,
Right.
but you can roll damage for the first.
I did 19.
That was 19 damage.
The one
And
bolt.
For my third shot,
That will be a critical miss, unfortunately.
and that will end my turn.
All right. I'm going to have to restart the server, guys. I am having such a terrible...
Yeah, let's do it. That sucks, but yeah, let's do it.
Are we cool to take our 10-minute break halfway through combat?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. I just am unable to get this thing working. We will see you in 10 minutes, boys.
Yeah, that's tough.
Thanks for joining. We'll see you soon. 10 minutes.
Nobody left.
That's insane.
All right, gents, we are back in the middle of combat, right where we left off, with Torek Blood Totem up next.
One sec. All right. Rock's picking his nose. Okay, let's skip my turn. Next person. It's giving me grief. Did you hear me?
You're skipping your turn?
Yeah.
You just gotta go in the combat and.
I'm not okay. It's just go.
I can't.
I'll be back.
It's still your turn in the combat tracker.
Oh, I have to click end turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Well, hey, it'll
That's
load
what
in a minute. I just have crap Wi-Fi. It's gonna take.
All right.
Can you
up.
end my turn?
Oh, there you
All right. So I will target the black dragon, and I will take a swing at it. That's respectable damage.
Solid work.
My music is...
check my spells here.
It will be 20 damage.
I will cast Litany Against Wrath.
The dragon will take a DC 24 will saving throw. The plus 14, that will be a 28 with a success by 4.
Alright, so it only takes damage on the first attack.
Okay.
The first action that deals damage. And
roll 3d6 spirit damage.
Yeah. And on myself, I shall cast Vibrant Thorns.
Are you going to roll damage?
It doesn't do direct damage. It's only if he attacks me.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right.
Alright. Dirge of Doom, cast, same place. Thing. And then I will cast Thunderstrike.
DC 26 basic reflex saving throw with a plus 11. With a 4, and that will be a critical failure. Roll double critical damage.
So you're going to have to take
I'll do
the double damage.
You see
21.
Kevin
Can you do something?
send out his appendages, sending lightning, and you can hear the crack of thunder erupting from him as a source. And you all instinctively look towards Kevin as this sound goes off, echoing through the caverns, and you look back, and all you see is a crisp. A dead dragon.
What? Good job.
Dang.
Dang it, I wasted 2 spell thoughts.
We're getting strong, boys.
Oh yeah, you
Hang
cast it and then immediately he died. You can take a rest.
Hey, I'm sorry. What's the thing to remove my... Thank you.
Good job, boys. That was a much easier fight than the last dragon fight we had.
Alright. Aurelian is gonna stand over the dead dragon and, look it over and just sort of say, barely more than a hatchling.
You feel a
Shame it
profound
had to end
sorrow
like this.
as you see this dead draconic form. But at the same time, you know in your heart it was the only thing that could have been done.
It's sad to see such a beautiful creature lay dead. Better than us laying dead, though.
Life as a dragon, particularly a young one, can be quite brutal. And, as seen here, quite short.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, let's protect this other young dragon we have in our charge.
I'm gonna perform last rites for the dragon. And put it to rest.
Okay, Kevin.
And if there's I'd like to take one of the dragon's scales if any of them are loose where we wounded it.
We'll need a performance check. Or I'll do an athletics check.
Okay, I'm good with either.
It will be a success. You managed to pierce your talon underneath one of the chinks in the scales, and you pry it upwards and pop it off.
I shall add that to my inventory.
Spider, you're always off on your own.
I'm not one for looting and prying.
You're a little different. Would you rather I didn't follow you?
I'll look around the cave for any treasure or anything.
Is there no other followers?
You see nothing here, no.
They disappeared fast.
Yeah.
I guess the dragon never had the chance to amass a horde.
It's a good point. Yeah, typically you'd expect jewels and stuff, but this one was just out of the... No. I was going to say out of the womb. I don't know.
Can we see the bottom of this hole here?
You cannot, no.
You want me to chuck you down, Wyatt?
We could drop a torch in.
In a moment.
Alright.
We're getting there.
I'm always willing. I'm always willing.
Sam, how come I can't find
Literally a
cultist
ladder.
garb in the control space thing?
I'm not sure. You can see the hole in my bottom, says Astrobrains.
Yeah, you can throw me in that one, Thorn.
I appreciate that. Right? You can toss me in.
Plug that sucker up.
Alright.
Toss a brother in. Crazy.
I'm gonna kick a rock off the ledge.
I threw it in your inventory there, Kevin.
Great, thank you.
I'm gonna.
See if we
Why?
can
Do you want me
hear
to
the
cast a
rocket.
little fire spell in there? See if we can see anything.
Oh, sure. Just do it well away from me, please.
I'm gonna
Right.
seeing Wyatt kick in the rock. I'm gonna start counting and listen for the sound of the rock hitting the bottom.
Good idea. So you can measure how far it is.
You kick the rock off, and you hear it tink, tink as it hits the side of the cavern.
Oh,
And you crane your ears towards the source of the noise, and it gives off no sound.
There is a ladder.
Rock's gonna fire just a little mote of flame down, just for a bit of light, with the produce flame cantrip.
right on.
The flame. You hear Torok yell, "Ignis!" And it
Nice.
sinks
Cool.
down. And
I got that
as you
reference.
look down, you can see that open and empty sky is at the bottom of this pit.
Oh, because we're in an island.
Oh shit. Makes sense.
Oh,
why you didn't
hey,
hear
maybe we
anything.
shouldn't jump in there. Right, that's so fascinating,
Yeah,
bro. I bet
shit.
some goblin down on the ground
Jump!
is like getting smoked by that rock.
Jump!
Oh man.
But there is a ladder. I'm gonna climb down the ladder and just sort of, see how far it goes. See if there's anything at the bottom.
It goes down about 12
I'm gonna
feet.
kick the ladder.
And you can see that there perhaps was some remnants, of an ancient civilization past. And as you hold down to it and you look down, you can see mist and clouds below you and the Sherathian earth. Thousands of feet.
That must be a beautiful view. That's so
I
cool,
am
dude.
going to kick off of the ladder, and with a beat of my wings, fly back up to the top.
Whatever. You're
On this episode, Aurelian commits suicide.
bro.
You see,
I had to have the pause in there for effect.
yeah, two draconic wings send wind scurrying through the cave that you were all in, as you see Aurelian kind of peek up above that cavern.
Mark's just gonna
I
bow
land.
down to Aurelian.
In full reverence.
Well, he's done so many cool things today. No, I'm playing.
Aurelian is gonna flick the hair out of his eyes.
Right? That's crazy.
There's
Be the Giga Chat
nothing
face.
down there.
Yeah.
All right, do we
Well,
see anything like
Go on.
around here? Or
Nothing of particular note.
Take a quick
you
look.
see remnants of the cultists and their summoning rituals.
Yeah.
And you can see small trails of ember, reminiscent of the Hearthstone Ember that you had retrieved from the rock, but nothing of substantial form.
okay,
right.
we head
Aurelian
back
is
to
going
our
to. He's going to go to the cultists, and once again, he's going to put them in an appropriate posture of repose.
And kick him in the hole.
Before
what
you
I would
kick
have done.
I'm
I'm glad
glad
you
to
do
go
them.
down into that cave. As soon as your draconic scales make contact with their skin, they spontaneously combust and burn up.
That's crazy.
What the
man.
fuck?
That's like weird, dude.
Can we
Do it again.
Can we kind of safely
Right.
conclude that they summoned this dragon, and that was the whole point of this ritual?
Yep.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right. Now we've got a kiddo to save.
We do. We have a dragon of our own.
Go do it to it.
Not yet. Neat. This music is so nice. Warrock says as he walks through the cave.
What music?
You guys haven't heard this our entire journey?
I only hear the
Years?
sound of dripping water and a distant
Screams.
breeze through the cave.
You hear the screams.
Yeah, but that's just normal.
You're used
Don't you
to it,
guys
I
hear
guess.
them all the time?
Yeah.
Is that not? Is it?
Oh, that's just a main
I mean,
character
that's just-
thing.
Ooh. Nice effects.
Dude, I love how the water, you can hear the water as you get close to it.
Yeah.
That is so sick, dude.
That 4D
Well,
experience.
Yeah, literally.
This thing is... Foundry has a lot of work to do.
Ooh.
Especially when you're streaming with it. As you guys
What's going on?
approach
But he
the...
didn't get too far.
Oh, jeez.
As you approach the entrance, you see Ivif grin, if you'll just look at the camera here, in this position on his knees, with his head hung over, and a pike is drawn through the roof of his mouth, all the way through his head.
No!
And there is an
Well, that's
aether
not great.
crystal dropped with his right hand.
Holy crap!
Shouldn't have left our group.
Whoever got him didn't even take the crystal.
Right? That's kind of scary.
It's weird. Why didn't
There is an
Alright.
aether crystal on him.
just the most valuable object you can find?
Yeah,
I'm
as far as
going
looting
to.
goes.
Yeah. I'm going to again place Iveth in a proper posture of repose, extract the pike, and perform last rites.
Aurelian, you
That is
take
nuts.
your scaled hand and you crane the back of his neck as you lean him down. You pull the pike out of the ground. And as soon as you begin to remove the pike, sliding it out of his head, as soon as its material leaves contact of his flesh, you can see embers begin to spark from your hands
Oh no!
and copy the identical procedure that has happened with every single dead cultist before, and Ivef disappears into ashes.
That was pretty cool though.
Is the pike still around?
It is, yeah.
I'd like to study that and see if we could see where this is from.
Maybe it
I'll
has
hold
some
it out
Fey
for Wyatt.
origin. Wild theory.
It appears to be of Draconic origin. It's just a normal spear. I'll just throw it in the chat there. Under Aurelian's name.
Draconic origin.
The reason you think that is because right where the hilt meets the spearhead, you see two engravened wings. Definitely reminiscent of Draconic origin.
Dang.
Huh.
Oh, this is probably dumb, but his elven mistress, that's not the fairy queen, right? Like, I'm being weird there, right? I'm a big theory crafter. I don't know. Maybe it's nobody.
Is the Fey Queen Elven or is she Fey?
The Fairy Queen?
Yeah.
Y'all are talking about the Fairy Queen? Like she exists or something?
She is my mistress.
Like you know her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all met the Fairy Queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn. Dragons, Fairy Queens? What the fuck?
Says a bush.
I guess.
Astra says, fairy queens? They got blizzards?
I haven't gone. I haven't.
Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Kevin, did you take the ether crystal?
I did.
If not, I already have 2 of them.
Yeah, I have 2.
Okay.
Kevin, remember when you did your little check on Ivef before he left us? What again did you get from that?
The only thing that I got, and I don't know how you know that I did that. It's crazy here.
I saw you thinking. I was looking at you.
So the only thing that I got was that he seemed okay, but his heart is in the same place as Thorn's.
What does...
Oh, Aurelian,
does that tie in at all to what we're looking at right now?
Oh, we're looking at a spear and because the body's not here anymore. But I don't know.
He has a mistress, remember? An elven mistress. Thorn kind of has a mistress. Is this the
I got
same
relations.
Am I being weird? Like
Thorn crosses his arms and says, "What is you saying?"
Like we know one elven woman.
Thorn's got a roster.
I don't know.
I mean,
maybe...
I don't know. I would maybe ask those questions to Thorn.
I don't know what to tell you guys.
Did you hear anything that would make you think that maybe your mistress knew this man or had anything in common with him?
Well,
or were y'all just not
it's just been romance, so I don't really know much of her background.
Kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
Yeah, she hasn't sent any letters or anything, so I really have no idea. Okay. I'm flying blind at the moment.
She ghosted you?
Right.
No, she didn't. I'm just traveling.
It was a mutual break, guys.
We're busy.
I'm not a driving officer. I'm traveling.
She took a break from Instagram for a while. That's what she said.
It's an easy relationship, you know?
Right. No, I clearly.
You just connect.
But I felt like it was more than that. I think the mistress doesn't have... It probably has a deeper meaning than what we're thinking of.
Maybe. I just know that Ivef had an elven mistress, and he shares something with Thorn, and Thorn has an elven mistress. Maybe that's maybe I'm going in the wrong direction here, but that is one connection that I make.
I mean, that's
and I don't like Thorn.
Pretty much the only connection that we have.
Say it one more time.
Like, I don't want to make you uncomfortable or anything if there's something wrong with this.
All ideas are good ideas. We gotta, get them all out.
I appreciate that mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we can.
There might be a bad idea. We'll see.
Hey, you've had a couple in your time. I can't help but notice.
Did you ever meet that guy before, Thorn?
Not that I can recall. I don't have the greatest long-term memory.
Huh.
Or short-term.
They got blizzard.
Did you and him have any one-on-one conversations?
Like when we met him, or what?
Like any time. I mean, we've only met him. We've only known him for a little while.
Take you aside at any point? Yeah, that's true.
Wyatt's gonna walk to the cave wall and kind of take some vines in his hand. And then I'm going to turn to the group and I'm going to say, something evil is happening in this cave here.
Really? You can tell that?
These here vines are awfully upset. Oh, no, it's not here.
Really?
Sorry. But they are whispering to let me know. back where we came from. Something awful has happened, and I think we should get back ASAP.
All right.
Back move.
At the dragon place.
But before we go, Thorn, did you have any like one-on-one convos with this guy?
Lightly.
Did he say anything that like you'd want to share with the group or anything?
Nope. No.
Okay.
It was if it was like serious and it like endangered our group for sure.
Okay. Yeah. No. Cool.
Oh, Aurelian has hearing that something terrible has happened back where he came from. He's like, we gotta go now.
Worried.
Yeah,
Now.
Let's get out of here.
Now.
We can think about this as we go or later.
I can't change the map, Aurelian.
Oh, that's a good point.
You guys exit the way you came. Back to the cloud caves.
We have to roll for dexterity.
No, you're okay.
Thorn,
You've been this
throw
way.
me, throw me as high and
I got-
far as you can.
Perfect. I will do
I
it.
rolled a 1 last time I was doing this.
Sam, can I get an athletics?
I don't think you
Or-
need one. Don't you have your like guaranteed?
Yeah. Let's just send it. I'm gonna throw you as high as possible.
Oh yeah.
That's actually a really cool ability, a guaranteed athletic.
It is cool. You guys all make your way
I'll fly
back to the entrance of where you originally had left off from Teodus. And you hear gasping. Aurelian, you have passed by something that you'd... And hidden sort of in the crux of the stone wall, you see Teodus the wizard.
Oh no!
And he's
Teodus.
bleeding.
I cast my own
profusely.
hands.
Okay. He will apply healing. And as you use lay on hands, you can see him become revitalized and restored. And he... The hatchlings! Go! They took them! And he turns to Kevin. Your son. There was nothing I could do.
What?
Oh.
Kevin runs.
Rock follows.
You guys...
Aurelian is torn, but he's gonna run as well.
Good move healing up like that.
You make your way back to where you had first left Illim, and you see large groups of troops of elves. Not Draconic. They are represented as squadrons. Each token that you
Royalist.
see on the map is going to represent a group of 10 elven soldiers, all dressed in Raeninion garb. And there are no cultists immediately to speak of, but you do see some dragons around you, roaring in response to the elven guards that you see around you. What would you like to do, gentlemen?
Okay, if we could rile these dragons into combat somehow, that would be sick. I'm down to fight these
Bro,
people.
there's 40 troops.
Yep.
And 2 dragons. First 5.
So Aurelian is going to seeing the dragons, he's going to call out to them in Draconic. And he's going to tell them, we are here to defend the clutch.
Okay. Make a diplomacy check for me, please.
Tell him Teodus sent us.
Point.
Nice.
This will be a success. You see the blue dragon to your immediate right kind of look at your entrance, the party entering. It kind of bows its serpent-like head and turns back towards the elven guards that are approaching it on the bridge, all holding out spears, slowly advancing towards it. And you can see this dragon right here rear its head back and shoot flames out, and you hear "Ah!" and the clanging of armor as it hits the wooden bridge, all of them decimated, and it begins to advance.
Very good.
Damn.
Nice.
Well,
Aurelian is going to draw his sword and also advance.
Kevin yells out to Aurelian, "Is it time? Should I do the thing?"
He's pulling his cock out.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
He's gonna look back at Kevin. He's gonna nod.
I will yell back, "Duck."
Aurelian ducks.
On this group here, I have line of sight on them, right?
You do, yes.
Okay. Cast Fireball at 4th level.
And the squadron will succeed by 0.
Half damage though.
It will be half damage.
Dang, that's a big map.
Doing 24 damage, 32 damage. I guess they're weak to area damage, plus 10.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Gentlemen, please roll for initiative.
Sweet.
We are beginning the encounter up with Torok Blood Totem, starting us off.
Sweet. I'm going to target the same group that Kevin just launched a fireball at, and I'm going to cast Ice Storm upon them. It's another area spell. I'm going to place the burst around them, like so, and that'll be a reflex save on their part.
And that will be a success by 1. Roll half damage, please.
Understood. Okay.
Still 30 damage, as they are
Pretty good.
still weak.
Nice. Sweet. Okay, that's
Okay.
my turn. I'm going to pass it off to Thorn.
Okay.
That's a satisfying move.
Yeah. They're kind of far. I'm gonna
just
intimidate them with some trash talk.
Okay.
Is
They're
that
cloudy. At the meatballs run.
That will be 19 with a 31. That will work for an intimidation check.
okay? And then
Could you throw intimidation in the chat if you have it?
Is the other dragon actually gone, or am I just not seeing him?
Whatever you don't
What do you-
see is not on
He's
there.
gone.
Okay. The other dragon moved or left.
See cultists over there.
Can you throw the intimidation in the chat there, Joel?
yeah.
There we go, demoralize. And that was against this squadron up ahead.
Yeah.
They are now demoralized.
Okay.
Just demoralized 10 elves at once. That's so cool.
They all look towards the orc in horror.
Right. That was really
Um,
impressive.
I'll move up here and then go into a rage and end my turn.
All right.
Hey,
The blue
that's brave.
dragon behind is now going to take its turn. You can hear it screeching off in the distance as it has been disturbed by whatever troops have entered its domain, targeting, and it will use its tail to strike with a plus 25 against this squadron, with 31 hitting by 9, rolling its damage.
An adult blue dragon.
One more attack, using its horns to strike down, critically hitting, and as it impales 4 elves within the squadron at once, you can hear them screeching,
That is one powerful creature.
taking 40 damage, and once more meleeing it with its claws, striking it.
That is just
That
incredible.
will be 25 damage. destroying all elves in front of it, ending its turn. Wider, you're up.
Jesus. Why it's feeling
I'm glad he's on our team
here.
We're
I'm
not
gonna
even
take
necessary.
I'm gonna take one action move here and move up next to Thorn, and then
we just had a redemption from Astro Greens, +1 to attack for Wyatt.
Oh,
No way.
Nice.
Shit. Okay. I'm gonna take one more move here. Just running full speed. And I'm gonna take a shot at the I guess just the squadron here. Oh.
Alright. With a +1 to attack, thank you to Astro Greens.
Here we go.
Sniping at him.
With a critical hit! You didn't even need it. It was a +12. Imagine if it was one away, it was still a great redemption. Please roll double damage. 32 damage! You see the little Leshy run up with both of its crossbow repeaters. And the last two elves standing, you see the bolts penetrate their throats, killing them. All elves dead. And one squadron remains.
Not even the... Excellent work, boys.
Yeah, way to go, Wyatt.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Thank you kindly. Alright, I shouldn't imitate you. That wasn't very kind of me.
20, 25, 5, 10.
A little measure here. Are they far AF?
25.
Yeah, they're a little too
5,
far.
10, 15, 20, 25. I ended. There we go.
Okay, Aurelian, Godsworn, you're up next.
Oh, my stupid frickin'. Yeah, so I can't reach them, so I'm just going to... full round move up to there.
Okay.
Nice.
And that ends my turn.
And we are now up to the City Guard Squadron. It'll be using its movement speed of 25 with troop movement to march up towards all of their dead comrades and close the gap. Torek, Blood Totem, you're up next.
Understood. I have them targeted. Do I have them targeted, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna measure distance here. I hope that they've moved in within range of me. I have 150 feet, so we're good. I'm going to now cast, believe it or not, Ice Storm. I'm going to place the 20-foot burst in such a manner that it doesn't hit my friends. Sweet. So that'll be a
rolling,
reflex
and they will
save
critically fail by 11. Roll double damage.
Damn.
This is gonna be big. Can we double it after I roll, or I don't know how to double it?
Yeah, you can either roll and I'll take double, or you can click on critical damage. And it'll
So whenever
auto-roll.
we cast a spell, there's no option to roll. Critical.
Okay, then I'll just roll critical damage.
Sounds good. Just double whatever I get, I guess.
That will be 4 damage, as this is an area, an area thing, and they are weak. You
Not quite as
see
disappointing.
icicles begin to just shower upon them, and you just hear as individual ice strikes impale them and stick them down onto the ground of the floating island.
Sweet. That was so badass. I'm gonna end my turn now. It's now Thorn's turn.
All right.
That was so satisfying.
I'm gonna move.
I like this kind of combat. This is cool.
Right here, and I will go for another intimidation.
Okay. That will be a 17. Did you have them targeted?
Sorry, no.
Do you want to roll it again? I'm just unfamiliar with how it works. Just make sure they're targeted. It'll tell me what if it's like I think it's a will.
You got lucky. You got to roll again.
Well, no, I'll still use the first roll. You have them targeted this time?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that intimidation? Is it a demoralize?
Yeah, you have. Oh, you have to actually use the.
Like this.
Yeah, you can't just use the intimidation. You have to use the
Hotkey for
demoralize
it?
action.
The intimidation is just like a skill, whereas this is an
Joel,
action.
if you press Control Space and then type in demoralize and drag that down to your action bar at the bottom to an empty spot,
Yeah.
then you can use that to use the demoralize action.
Let's go.
Or, oh, sorry, you have to drag it onto your character sheet.
When you ain't demoralizing anybody right now.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, that wasn't very kind.
So
Do you want to drag that
demoralize
onto the actions part of your...
is indeed against their will DC, which in this case is going to be a 21, and you rolled a 17 for the first one. So this will be a failure, and nothing will happen. But
All right, cool.
there's no
There
failure
is.
condition,
My turn.
unfortunately. The blue dragon is going to come up next. It's going to use
Don't even need
2
our-
of its moves to move here. It will be using... Does it not have... 20 feet. Alright, it doesn't have any... never mind. Wide Earp, you're up.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna use yeah, I'm gonna use 2 actions to get behind this dragon. I'm
Ride
not
it,
getting
ride
as close as- Yeah, fuck.
Get the camera.
And I'm gonna tap on his leg. No, I'm not gonna do that.
That's great. Just get blasted.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna take a shot at the crowd from coming behind it a little bit.
Just
You
indiscriminate.
should crowd, sir.
Trump
Firing
shooting,
off into the
POV.
Damn.
I'm gonna close one eye and kind of squint.
Bro shoots me in the knee.
All right. Critically hitting with a natural 20. Well done. That's a plus
Boom.
15. Roll critical damage, please. You see,
Peter.
that was critical damage?
That was double damage, yeah.
You see these bolts just fire into the crowd of the Elven Guard, and you can just see them fall. A litany of troops just dropping with the clinking of their armor hitting against the rocks upon the path of which they stand. DC 27 Fortitude saving throw or be pushed 5 feet away from you. They're rolling now. With a natural 1, I'm going to make it 10 feet.
Nice. All 10 of them fell.
Nice. I'm gonna blow the smoke off my crossbow.
As
And
only
then
is
my turn.
fitting. Kevin Huckleberry, you're up next.
Right.
I wish I was that crossbow.
Whoa.
Nice.
What I wouldn't do.
Rolling a DC 26 basic reflex saving throw with a +9, not a likely success, and that is a success by 1 point. That will be half damage.
Wait a minute. I Dirge of Doom them. Did you add the Dirge of Doom condition?
No, I don't think I did. Oh, you did. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Which would make it a
nice
success
stat.
by 0.
We'll make it a success by 0. I'm just gonna, yeah, that's gonna work.
Buckets.
Oh, Fireball's gonna do
And
so
this
much.
will kill them off.
Yo.
You see the rest of
Good
the
job.
elves screaming as their flesh starts to boil and melt, bubbling and popping off of the bones of their skeleton.
We just killed 40 immortal beings. Crazy.
If anyone survived, we're gonna be criminals.
Yeah, dude. Dude, we just broke the system, at least a little bit of it. Felt good, man.
It's only a war crime if you lose.
Facts. Oh, man.
Alright.
Hope the elves don't come looking for these guys.
The dragon sees its opposition destroyed and defeated, and you can see it raise its wings, beating them and lifting itself up off into the air and moving halfway through onto one of the breeding islands where you see hatchlings have been resting in their nests. And you see 3 dragon cultists that were previously unbeknownst to you. Staring at it, shaking with their hands out, and they all enter into a deep bow. The dragon looks at them with impunity and flies off.
That complicates the situation a little bit.
Don't.
Hey, Wyatt, you want me to throw it? Yeah, I'm throwing you right now.
Yes, please.
Kevin, we're out of combat, right?
Yes, you are.
Kevin's gonna. Where's the front door of this place? Is it up north there?
There's a front door here, but also this wall is completely unobstructed.
Okay, Kevin goes running into the house to try to find Illim.
Rock will help.
As you run into the home, you see no sign of Illim, no sign of Farlam Togglemung, the gnome that you had found as a stowaway upon the airship of Dutail Stoneshield. Nowhere to be found. But you do hear gasping behind you, and you see the wizard had followed you, Teodus. Fallen! And Illim! They took them! The cultists! The god of Raeninion. They had nothing to do with one another. Those damned cultists summoned these dragons. They are not of natural birth, not of true hatchling origin. They made too much noise. They attracted the armed gods of Raeninion. I fear that the slaying of these gods will bring more attention to my hatchery than necessary, but you must find Farlan, and of course, your son. And he passes out, slumps up against the counter, and just begins to...
Let's search the cultists.
There's no cultists around you immediately, except for over here on this
They're on that
island.
other island,
yes,
right?
That's right. Where
Oh, you mean these ones right here?
Yeah, you're just gonna get more of
Aurelian's
the same
over there, right?
as far as inventory goes.
Are they dead?
They are.
Okay. And the hatchling.
I'm gonna use the message cantrip.
When did they
I'm gonna send a
die?
quick message to Aurelian asking him, search for Illim among the cultists.
Wyatt, you see self-inflicted wrist slits upon the ones that you're surrounding.
Jesus.
Wow.
Aurelian is going to be less interested in the cultists and first going to seek to tend to the hatchlings.
Kevin's gonna yell. Can I yell across there? It's like 100 feet.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to yell to Aurelian. The cultists took Illim.
I'm gonna relay the message. Kevin said the cultists took Illim.
Aurelian is now reorienting to
Whoever that is.
search the area and see what see if Illim is here.
Please make me a perception check. You successfully look around and find no trace of Illim. However, your keen draconic eye does peer over to the airship that you had docked previously.
I will shout back that he's not with the hatchlings.
Copy.
And
I see Aurelian looking towards the airship, right?
Yep.
Can I make that out from there? I'm going to run towards the airship.
Make your way over to the airship and you notice deep clawed groove marks of where an anchor had appeared to gouge the side of the cliff face where your airship that you came on was docked.
So this ain't our airship.
No, it is, but something also had docked there.
There was
interim.
another airship here.
Yeah.
Another
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
That explains how they.
Yeah, I want to go over here, go across the bow and search the airship for Illim. I got Thorn with me.
You don't see anything to do with Illim, but someone seems to have regained their consciousness and is running out to meet you. And Teodus runs over, and you can tell he's incredibly labored in his breathing. Before you go, there's something you should know. And he puts a hand on Kevin's shoulder and says, I fear the worst. I fear they summon Tiamat.
What?
Not Tiamat.
Who's that?
The Draconic
Tiamat.
Dragons.
What did they say when they were... What happened? Tell me what happened, and where the fuck is my son?
I was tending to the hatchlings. Fallen was teaching Illim something or other, something to care with about the dragon eggs, I'm not sure. And suddenly I heard a war horn and the screeching of mature, fully grown dragons, of which there are none around here, at the very least not under my care. I only have hatchlings. The grievous cackling of draconic cultists and the war horns of the airships of Raeninion all converged at once. Battle began. I took out a few squadrons myself, and as I ran into the house to find Farlan and Illim, they were gone. As I turned around, I was being converged on inside of my own home. I held them off as long as I could, killed many, and dragged myself to where you met me.
Did you actually see a limb get taken?
I did not.
Torek, if you want to keep talking to him, go ahead. Kevin's going to start running around the house screaming for a limb.
Okay.
Trying to see if maybe he got scared and hid somewhere.
Me?
Are you saying something, Will?
I'm kind of just kicking rocks. I don't really know what to say to him.
Teodus says,
Sort of look out in the
inform
water.
your halfling friend that I fear the cult may need innocent blood, of which your halfling's son fit the bill quite perfectly.
You have any idea of where they may have taken him? I don't know very much about these cultists.
If I am to tell you this, I need 100% honesty of your group's true intentions. You mentioned the stones. Who are you after and who do you follow?
I think this is the kind of conversation we should have everybody here for. Feel uncomfortable telling our intentions without the whole group. Although I, of course, understand your inquisitive nature.
Who is not around here?
Raylan.
Oh, is that it? Do we have it? Oh, Aurelian.
Where's Aurelian?
I am currently looking at the hatchlings. Are they natural?
They
True
are,
dragons?
They are, but they've since died. You can tell that the life is no longer beating within them.
I see.
Fried eggs.
Can I find the egg, the one egg that had survived earlier?
You remember it last being within the oven inside Teodus's home.
Okay. I'm gonna head over there.
Okay.
Okay, well maybe we should just have this conversation now then. We're not just standing around. Kevin, do you want to say the words? I'm fine with him knowing.
Is the egg in the oven?
Trust him.
It is, yes. It's a black egg.
Okay. I'm gonna take it out and I'm going to take the Fireheart Ember And, just with what I can find around me, non-flammable objects, of course, I'm going to build a nest and place the ember next to the egg.
Okay, I'm going to need a performance check from you, please. You kind of bramble some non-flammable items towards you and can make a safe enough spot for the egg. Teodus looks to Torok and Kevin once more and says, I need to know this. The fate of Sherathian hangs in the balance. I understand you care for your son, and I care for him too, but you must tell me your intentions here.
In your house, now. And I'm going to start walking that way.
Give me a diplomacy check. Critically succeeding.
Wow.
You see Teodus running after you inside the home.
Just making this injured dude keep moving places.
He holds his leg.
You know what? Breeding cave now.
You hang up that computer call, Teodus. I'm feeling
What are you
romantic.
gonna do with there?
We're just around the table here.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't be a stranger?
I'm keeping a lookout.
Yeah.
Keeping a lookout for what?
More dragons. I don't know. Shit is crazy right now.
Keep a sharp lookout, Wyatt.
Aurelian. I know Teodus is asking that, but I'm just going to... Kevin's showing signs of anger and fear. Like something you guys haven't seen since... It's like the same look in his eye whenever he first saw Rockseeker.
Oh shoot!
And
This is big.
and Kevin knows that and acknowledges that Teodus is there and waiting for an answer, but I'm going to turn to Aurelian in one of those, like, when you're in an argument and, like, really pissed off, but you're trying to have a calm conversation with somebody, sort of like speaking through his teeth. He's going to turn to Aurelian and be like, the cultist took a limb. He's concerned that Tiamat was summoned, and he thinks that they need like pure blood or something. Now he wants to know our intentions before he tells us where he thinks they could have gone. That's as far as we've got there. Do you need help with anything?
Aurelian is gonna put a hand on Kevin's shoulder and say, I should be asking you that. Whatever you need,
Well,
I will help you get Illim back.
well, I mean, I
can
know
do the
that
talking if you'd like.
like a limb is obviously one of our, and I'm saying this to the whole group, not just Aurelian. Like,
Sure. Okay.
a limb is obviously my number one priority, but I need to, in my eyes, we need to prioritize things that make the most sense. We don't know where he's at right now. We'll know that shortly whenever we come, we tell the truth. But right now we should try to focus on Aurelian and his goal here to make sure that we're helping him right now, and then we can talk with him. So, Aurelian, whatever you need right this second, let me know.
The egg is safe for now. We can we have time to talk.
I am flustered, angry, and I don't know who to be angry at, but I know I shouldn't be angry at this gentleman who stands before me. But I am. I'm not going to freak out and do what everybody thinks I'm going to do. But I think that it would be best if I didn't talk right now.
That's understandable. May I?
Whoever.
Artie, do we have general consensus that we are going to tell this man the truth?
Aurelian nods.
It's not information I share lightly. Teodus, I'm sure you understand. I don't tell many people this, but I understand the urgency. We collectively seek the downfall of the great Ilvazor. We understand that if he manages to gather all of the Eclipsar stones in their entirety, he could wreak enormous havoc upon this world. And therefore, we've made it our quest to gather these stones ourselves, and we have a number of them in our possession.
Teodus looks to you and says,
that is our errand.
Ilvazor Threglabor, Teodus. I've heard many names of it upon the like. That is not what I seek. What I ask of you, do you follow an emissary? The footsteps of one past?
Yes, I do.
Speak his name.
Oh my goodness. Eondri. Fourth wall, can I have a hint?
That was your astral emissary.
I know his name is Eondri. I don't remember his last name because dwarves have very similar last names.
Yeah, yours is correct. Yours was Eondri.
Okay. Do we all have to say ours?
So Eondri Wyvernbrew is the dwarf from Othron. That was Torok's.
Wyvernbrew. Sweet.
The one other was Selric Arkle, the dragonborn from Mount Myerst. And the next, depending on how good the note keepers were, was from... Which party member represents the next astral emissary?
Oh, it's Raylan.
Where did he learn of his astral emissary?
Oh, fudge. He was a chicken farmer where Thonker leaves for the mine.
Who?
Old friend of ours.
Yeah, some...
I'm just kidding.
You just wouldn't get it.
I think
Wyatt? Just you wouldn't get it.
You had to be there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, Wyatt, get out. No, I'm just kidding.
Enough. Don't you say his name, Wyatt. Kotku Jelly asks, what is an astral emissary? Oh boy. We're about to go down through 2,000 years of Sherathian history.
Right. We've all lived there.
A long time ago, there was a great war fought. The perpetrator was named Ilvazor, and he was against the free people of Sherathia. He had wielded the combined powers of the 7 Eclipsar stones. He lost this war. These stones were retrieved, and the Astral Citadel put together a bunch of people called the Astral Emissaries, each one entrusted with a stone. And they were all told to scatter these throughout the lands, and yet they never returned. And the stars spoke of prophecies that these Astral Emissaries would be reborn, and it is, to the best of our knowledge, the Pire Pals are these Astral Emissaries reborn, destined to seek out the lost locations of each stone, wielding their power together, once more combined, to rid the land of Sherathia from evil once and for all.
Yeah, and that link that I put in there, Jelly, is something you can use to browse a whole bunch of stuff. There's great info on there, timelines, and everybody in chat. If you want to know more about Sherathia, then click on the World Anvil link and browse away.
Thank you very much.
You know what? I'd actually like to take some time to thank our sponsor for today's episode. It's BetterHelp.
Raid Shadow Legends!
I'm playing. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Raycon earbuds.
Right? All the like common sponsors.
Right.
Wix.
Yeah.
And Ridge Wallets, yeah.
Ridge Wallets, yeah.
Another one, Ridge Wallet.
What was the
Rise of Kingdoms.
What is the proxy?
The VPNs?
Yeah, the VPN. NordVPN.
NordVPN. Yeah.
Y'all heard Simply Safe?
Simply Safe's a good one. Let's just reach out. Listen, guys, you sponsor everybody. Just throw us on there. Come on. Throw us a bone.
Please.
We'll be VPN'd up. We'll have all new wallets.
Dude, I'll sell out to anybody at this point. I'll sell out.
We have no ethical standards. Zero. If you give us $5, you get a shout out in the stream.
Oh yeah, that's a quarter of our entire income.
Yeah. Astro says he didn't get the premium package on BetterHelp, and the therapist told him to end it all right away.
Oh no!
That sounds right.
Dude,
don't do it, Astro.
So much slack these days.
This stream is not worth anything if it's not for your viewership. You're the only one who comes back. And
if you kill yourself, we won't have your view, and we need it.
Yeah, wait till we get big and famous before you smoke check yourself.
We need. It's so bad.
Oh, dude. And,
hey, what is Teo?
Since we're talking sponsors, great time to
throw it on.
Hey, G Fuel.
I've never had G Fuel. Is it good?
Oh man, yeah. So there's tons of different flavors. Like the amount of G Fuel that I have right now. Oh my god, I think I have at least 10 of the 40 serving tubs. I got a thing of Glitch. I got some single sticks and tons of stuff.
You're all fueled up over there.
All right, G Fuel, reach out.
I haven't.
You shouldn't have said that. Now we can't get sponsored by them.
Right?
You should say we got none.
Well, okay. If we do get sponsored by them, and we get enough people through the referral link, we get to get our own flavor.
Astro, you better buy a shit ton of G Fuel.
Yeah.
Please. Use our
If everybody goes on, just buys like one starter kit and tries to use the code Pire Pals,
that'd be hilarious.
Maybe it'll like come up
work flavor.
Yeah, it'll come up like in their system. Like, why is everybody trying to use this code Pire Pals? And then they find us. And
there we go.
It's not even
Use
a real
code Pire Pals at checkout for 0%
Dragon toe flavor.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Teodus looks to you all, and he says,
"You feel worked.
Do you follow Selric, Magdek, Barrick, Orendamri, Anzor? Which one?"
Selric was my former incarnation.
So we are all supposed reincarnations of the astral emissaries.
Yundry was mine.
Are we?
We haven't got far enough to find mine yet.
Thorns just missed the whole story from a year ago. Like, wait, what?
Session 26? Wait a minute. Where are the...
You guys are telling me.
Thorn, what did you think we were out here in the bush for?
I'm just out here to be out here. I got no business.
Just having fun.
Yeah. I'm just tagging along.
Right.
Sir, we have not far enough in the story for me to find mine yet, but...
You haven't unlocked that character.
Yeah.
But extrapolating from what we have found, I would think it's safe to say we all ascribe to an emissary, yes.
What know of you of Anzor? He says.
Anzor? I have little knowledge.
Precious little.
John?
He looks to Kevin and says, Anzor was a halfling. Master Lightstride. He came here, and I fear there may be a connection with the Draconic Cult, worshipping his footsteps. summoning dark, wretched magic upon these lands in his name. Take my airship, find your son, and stop whatever summoning they may have. But know this, not only the fate of your son hangs in the balance, but that of a stone itself. I will be here. Find me after you've accomplished this quest.
We shall.
Where would we look?
To the Obsidian Cavern. I'll give you a map.
Obsidian Ember.
Thank you.
And he hands you a map, Kevin.
And I'll take it. And you said that's Anzor
Lightstride.
Lightstride.
Right, yeah, that's Raylan's emissary.
That's right. You guys already knew that, but Raylan is no novice.
Yeah. You would have been able to say it if you were here. Beautiful name.
This is all making my head spin. And the sun is shining, so if you'll excuse me.
Yeah, hey, before we leave, may we take a long rest in your house?
Can't we do that on the airship?
Somebody's got
Your son is kidnapped.
Bro, I don't have any spells.
We can do it on the ship, surely.
That's what I mean.
I'll steer.
Who's gonna drive?
I'll drive.
It'll fly. It'll fly.
It'll fly. I trust that plot armor. No, I'm playing. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, someone who hasn't expended spells and hasn't taken any damage can drive while we rest.
I volunteer.
Really?
A tribute,
Yes, sir.
As tribute.
as they say.
The Western voice is actually an awesome addition. Sorry, that's not a very fourth wall thing to say. Rock would not say that.
You guys all hop into the airship in front of you, and you set off. Yeah?
As he departs, Aurelian is going to take a last look at the dragon egg and lay a hand on it before he goes.
Teodus looks to you and he says, "Bring it with you. The opportunity to hatch this egg will come. I shall follow." Teodus waits for Aurelian to pick the egg up, and he follows.
I will also bring the Heartfire Ember.
Wow, that's gorgeous.
This is the
Dude,
art.
I'm taking a picture of that.
This is what you see of the floating islands before you as you set off in the Stratumos Isles.
That's a desktop background, dude.
I'll send it to you.
You need like
Like
an
actually-
iPhone and fly around.
You have an HD version?
No Man's Sky just added floating islands. So
I was
No
gonna
Man's Sky
mention it.
players-
Like I don't want.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the ad I saw today.
You
That's
guys can all
gorgeous.
take a long rest as the ship slowly sets off.
Awesome.
So before we take a long rest, I'm going to mention to. So there's decks on this, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And there's a room. Like, is there at least like
It's a
one room?
No, it's a single. It's what you see.
Okay, so there's no lower deck.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you. No, there's no. It's a single deck.
Okay. Aurelian, you should probably put that egg somewhere, like out of sight of everybody. So, and all of us, none of us will go look at it. You'll be the only one to check up on it and care for it, because if it hatches, the first person that it sees, it's like attuned
Good
to.
point. I wouldn't have thought of
So-
that.
We should.
Yeah, I will. I'll arrange some of our cargo to create a nice secluded little nest area for the egg that feels like.
I would have stumbled on that thing right when it's hatching.
Dada.
Right.
What color is the dragon egg?
Pitch black.
Black.
Okay. I'm gonna secure my belongings.
You sure you're good to pilot this thing on your own all night?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes,
Well,
sir.
I'm not offering company, so I hope you have a good one.
Can't be that hard, can it?
You got it. You got hair in your chest.
Close enough.
Oh, I guess you don't, actually.
All right. The airship comes to a shuddering halt as you guys dock on the next island, and Teodus gives you the solemn nod. This is it. You find yourself up towards a ruined island with remnants of castles long in the past.
Illim, what are you doing here?
Oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
That's winked out of
was quick.
existence.
It was a quick rescue.
We
Yeah.
just solved
All right.
that.
There's a
Turn
lot
back,
of
boy.
planning, okay? I'm sorry, I don't foresee what's going to happen when.
Wait, what?
I'm in the next cutscene.
Well, sweet. Can we disembark? What do you guys think?
Nothing to it but to do it.
Yep,
I'm just
I
gonna-
like it.
I'm
Probably
gonna
not.
turn back before I leave and just be like, I'm entrusting that your heart is in the right place.
To Teodus.
Yeah.
He looks to you and he says, "And I trust the same to you. You've proven you have goodwill, Master Halfling, and I hope that I can prove that same to you."
I nod and join the crew.
We have to like make an athletics to jump that, or is it docked?
It's
Bro, you're the kid that asks the teacher before Christmas break, were we supposed to have homework?
You fail. You get a natural one.
Right.
No, you're docked. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no.
All right, sweet.
All right, how are we doing this? What is the group? How does the group want to approach this?
Eddie's up front. You know, weak guys in the back.
I mean, are we going in just like clanging and banging? Is it on site, as the kids say?
As the Canadian kids do not say that.
Oh man.
This is an American thing.
Shall we take flight on any ops that we slide upon?
What do I say to that?
Or shall
Yeah.
we
We go
diplomatic.
in full police open up, bam!
Police department
learned from the
search
troll
warrant?
earlier.
Mhm.
Learned a lesson from that troll. We need to go on site.
Yes. Yes, it is on site.
I mean, we can figure it out as we go. I think we're pretty smart.
Hey Siri,
Lord knows what he's doing.
play Many Men by 50 Cent. Alright, well hey, there's doors here.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice them. Oh, locked?
Can I kick the door down?
You may
Hell yeah.
try, yes. And as you do,
And we haven't seen doors in a while.
I know.
Exciting. I love doors.
Thorn, you come face to face with an elven cultist. And he looks at you and he freezes. As
I'm
you
gonna
walk
attack
off.
him.
What do you want to do?
Attack him immediately on site.
What would you like? What would you like to do?
Lunge at him and swing right for his head
With your
On
fist?
site, take flight.
with my axe.
With your axe, okay? Please target him and make an attack.
Okay.
That will be a hit. Roll for damage. with 25.
Wow, good job.
All of you are crowded around this door. Aurelian, you're peering through the lock hole, and Torok, you're kind of muscling up against it, shaking it, and all of you suddenly hear the glint of metal on stone. Ting! And you hear, ah! And you look over, and you see Thorn holding an axe with blood dripping from it, and a dead cultist at his feet, and he kind of looks over to you and back to the corpse.
I give a
Drag
big
that
thumbs
body
up.
over here. Don't let them see that body.
I pick up the body.
It's a big trail of blood.
Just bleeds everywhere.
Nice hit, though. That was awesome. First shot.
Thanks.
If it was me, I would have hit him in the leg, and then he limps off. Oh, my goodness.
Hey Siri, play Before I Forget by Slipknot.
Well, let's keep trying that door.
Back to the door.
Yeah. Gonna kick it.
Okay, I'm going to need an athletics check, please.
Pretty good at this.
That will be a
It's just
critical
odd.
success. Unlocking it. Feel free to open it.
Nice.
Bam!
Oh,
Oh, well that's definitely not ominous at all.
Inside,
Oh
you
my
see an
goodness.
ethereal summoning circle. Evidently a
Do not
portal
let
of some
Thorn in
kind
here.
left remnant from the past.
Guys, I think
Thorn's
there's a deathly
here.
hallow here.
Yeah, I got that. I got that joke.
Is it active or what?
It would appear so, but it's
Or you should
only
slit your wrist
you
over
can
that.
only find out one way.
Well, whatever it summoned, it's
Oh,
not
the
in
music
here.
changed.
Astro. He
Whoa,
ate
we
and
got a
left no
raid!
crumbs.
Glitch Games with 7 viewers. Thank you so much.
That's fun.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Glitch.
guys.
Welcome, everybody. We're playing some Pathfinder.
Sweet. That's awesome. Hey, welcome here.
D&D is wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's keep looking.
Holy crap.
We just got a
We should see
follower. Thank you, Glitch. Appreciate the follow. Where you guys are picking up, the party is following the footsteps of a Draconic Cult who has messed with the last hatchlings that they have found under the care of Teodus the Wizard. And as well, their adopted gnomish son has been kidnapped by this Draconic Cult. And they are trying to get to the bottom of this.
Sweet, boys.
we gotta
Alrighty.
put a stop to this.
I think we should keep moving
I'm
through
gonna
the
kick open this other
castle.
door.
Bro. We already know. what's
Yes, I know
behind.
there's another door that's open. I'm kicking this one.
You just love kicking doors, don't you?
It's already opened, the one that Thorn is at here. You wanna kick the one that you're...
This
Yeah,
is just
there-
arbitrary.
There you go. It's pretty arbitrary, yeah.
You just like kicking doors. Okay.
Yes. You're just figuring this out now?
Yeah, I've known you for a year and I haven't figured that out yet.
Hey, Glitch. So
Alright.
we use Foundry.
Foundry's a super cool virtual tabletop. It does have a couple drawbacks. It is self-hosted. You can rent servers. There's a cost associated with that if you don't know how to do all the networking stuff. But it's pretty badass.
Thorn, fall back.
Yeah. No, get up here, Wyatt. Do your
Let me-
thing. You're distant.
That's what I'm saying. Let me take a crack at this one.
Go for it. Go for it. Or else I'll
Um,
have to check you over.
You see
we-
in front of you a cultist staring across, and as you look over, you can see this bridge that has long since crumbled away, and below, thousands of feet below to the Sherathian surface, as you peer over the edge. And he looks to you, kind of hands poised at the ready.
I'm gonna.
Guys.
Shoot him.
I'm here and they're kidnapping children, so I'm gonna quick draw. on this
Illim
guy.
is 80, just an FYI.
He's not even that child.
Well,
That
He
is
is
my
my
kid.
Yeah. That's Kevin's
Yeah,
son
you're right.
you're talking about.
Evan, how old are you?
Don't worry about it.
Are you younger than your kid?
No.
Okay. I believe you.
I would like to strike the cultist. Does this count as a sneak attack?
No, because he is staring directly at you.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm just.
I don't think he sees us.
Oh wait, not that one. Hunted
That
shot.
will be hunted shot. 2 quick strikes against the one you hunt. You have chosen Dragon Cultist previously, missing, unfortunately, by 6.
Oh. And then here's the second shot.
Another miss, unfortunately.
Oh,
Oh,
tragic.
frickin'. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hero point.
Ooh,
Nice.
okay.
You know what? That's a good.
We'll hero point the first one. This is a free reroll for those of you unfamiliar with the Pathfinder system.
Gotta do something here.
Another miss! If only Raylan were to join and give us shared halfling luck.
Right.
if
Right.
only.
I'm gonna turn to Thorn and I'm gonna shrug.
Thorn's gonna run across and jump.
I'm not gonna say it.
Can I,
Oh, wait.
Karku Jelly just redeemed Sampiric Inspiration for Wyatt. Give it another go.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it's all about.
Oh jeez.
Another miss.
oh!
So sorry.
Yeah,
you just
sorry.
hit 20. Yeah.
It happens.
It's
Oh.
not,
And he's got a good ass DC or whatever.
I know you said we can't use our own channel points for our own actions.
No.
Can we use it for our party members?
I'm sorry. You guys, that's just ruins game balance if I allow the players. That's only for the, Astro,
right.
do you have any Sherathian gold, perhaps, to redeem?
Astro, please.
It is 2,000. It's an expensive one.
sorry guys.
Astro, would you like to borrow 2,000 of my gold?
It doesn't work that way.
Oh, Astro, grind.
Oh, he's at 1.8 thousand.
Yeah, he's not gonna
Oh,
make
it's so tough. That's okay.
Alright.
Thorn can do some work.
Just start gifting subs.
it.
Bro, that's so good.
We literally turn this into pay to win.
Yeah.
For $5, you can get a reroll.
I would
Right.
like to fly across and over their heads, just on the other side of this cultist here.
Okay, I'm going to need an acrobatics check, please, to not have a reactive strike. And that will be a success by 3.
And that
Good job.
puts him in flanking.
That will put him in flanking. What would you
I'll
like to
just
do?
bullying him. He dropped the soap. That's what he did.
I'm gonna mess this guy up.
Okay, make your attack. And that will be a hit by 2. Because he's flanked, he will be
Nice.
taking 13 damage. You see Aurelian send his wings over top, drawing his sword in one fell swoop and cutting him from the back,
Nice.
sending blood spattering across Thorn.
Hey,
He likes
Have a
it.
taste of it.
I was gonna say I don't think Thorn minds.
Nah, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Nice.
Who's
What
up
now?
next?
I don't
Oh,
think
are
I
we-
established turn order. We haven't rolled it.
Would you
Yeah.
like to? Okay, we're gonna have to roll initiative
Went
in that
for it.
case.
Well, I would
Just the one, dude.
venture to say that because Thorn jumped over there first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll give it to Thorn next.
Okay. I'm gonna go for a big old. Oh,
And
damn.
that
Uh.
will be a miss by 3. Unfortunately, he does have a.
Damn.
He is flanked, but it's still not enough. That is only one action. Would you like to try again?
Yeah, I'm going for it
Missing
again.
for a second time. You've got one more, but you're rolling shit. Pray to the dice
Yeah,
gods
this
here.
is- I'm just gonna go. Yeah, well, one more time. Third time's a charm.
Oh my goodness.
Lies.
This is a tough one. Unfortunate. Missing by 5. We are
Yeah.
going to begin our encounter. Gentlemen,
I was loving the music. Oh, this music bumping too, though.
Wyatt Herb, you're up next.
Hold on.
So technically, 2 of those shots were re-rolls. So this is like a Hollywood film where I just keep shooting.
Right.
Right.
Reload.
That's the beauty of TTRPGs, man.
So real quick, I have to add 2 bolts. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at this guy again.
That will be a miss, unfortunately. It's high noon.
I'm gonna smack my repeater on the wall a couple times and fire again.
Okay. Critically missing. It would appear that somehow you broke the shaft or something as you smacked it against a wall, and it just appears to be entirely inoperable.
I'm gonna go, son of
It's not zeroed in anymore, bro.
Yeah, you had it at ready 0, but now its sights all whack off.
All right, for my third turn, I'm going to do a seed pod out of my offhand. With a finger gun.
He's going to pull out your bird. Screw these things. Throw those away. Missing again as you spew seeds towards it.
Just all over Thorn.
Christ.
Might be time for some retirement on the ranch. It may well be.
Yeah, good lord. That'll end my turn.
The cultist is going to go up next. He's going to turn... He's going to eye Aurelian and immediately whip his head away and look at the orc in front of him, striking him with his dagger, trying to plunge it into his chest, failing. Critically hitting with a natural 20 on his second attack, rolling critical damage here. And that will be 42 damage from the cultist. And you will do once more with map -8, critically missing.
Vindictive strike against him?
You may, yes.
Good job, Aurelian. It's a retirement on the
That will be a hit by 4. Roll for damage.
Alright. Just...
Are you rolling for damage?
Sorry, I'm just sorry. I gotta fix this because it's not doing the bonus damage for.
Torak, you're up next. Cal, feel free to throw that damage whenever you're ready for it.
Did he just launch it or throw it? Okay,
And the
sweet.
cultist will be taking 22 damage. Torak, you're up.
Sounds good. I'm casting Vampiric Feast. That's a Fortitude save for him.
He will do a DC 26 basic fortitude saving throw. Rolling now with a
Understood.
5. That will be a failure by 7. Roll for damage, please.
Sweet. Rolling.
My goodness, that's a lot of dice. 14 damage.
Only. Yeah.
You see your extended touch leeching the lifeblood as soon as it makes contact with the cultist. You see...
Crazy. That's a
just
gross
draining.
spell. I feel a little dirty using that one. Thorn, you're up.
Okay.
You're supposed to say,
I'm gonna rage.
Right. Hey. You sound like it too.
My god, he's raging.
Yeah, I'm wait, it's
He's
not
pulling
working.
his rage out! He's pulling his rage out!
I was literally thinking that. I don't know why.
Okay.
He got a rager? Oh, come on.
I'm gonna try to throw him behind me. Just take my body weight. Fuck him behind.
Suplex him off the cliff.
All right, I'm going
That's a
to
good
need
idea.
an athletics check, please, against his
Holy
fortitude saving throw.
Oh wait.
And that he has a 24 fortitude save, and you just rolled a 25. You see Thorn grab the cultist by its collar and you rip him over top of him, and you just hear the Wilhelm scream as he goes, "Ah!"
Right.
disappearing.
Dude, Crisp did you
off
dirty, but I know
into
what
the
you're saying.
edge. This stream doesn't have crisp, so
Okay, sweet. All we need. Good move, Thorn. That was sick.
That was crazy.
What do you need us for? That was sick.
Hey, you did some damage on me.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
We could
It's
get
just
some healing.
a minor flesh wound.
42 damage, bro. That ain't a minor flesh wound.
Let me,
You're tough
let me
about
help
it.
you with that, and I'll toss out a lay on hands.
Thank you.
Bro, I need to get into character more.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Hell of a swing there.
One hell of a.
Those guns of yours ain't firing properly.
No, they are not. I'm gonna have to look
Might
into
want to
that
clean
later.
them.
Yeah.
This song reminds me of the Catalina wine mixer. Have you guys seen Step Brothers?
Best movie.
Time to say goodbye.
Idea, no.
No. That's the song name from the
Yeah.
you're
Nice.
referencing.
Where they come together as brothers again.
Is there anything over there?
Can I have a look around? Do I see anything over here?
No, nothing of particular interest is around you immediately. The thing that really your attention was the active portal.
Right, maybe that's what we should be heading towards.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think we got a bunch of stuff to look through over here before we would move on.
Very well.
I'm just gonna go ahead and check all around here.
Oh, hold on. Hold. Gotta get the party together.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer. All right, what's the move here, boys?
All right, we got everybody?
Believe so.
All right. No other doors or anything?
I think the only thing left is that summoning circle.
You still have that thing of many worlds, right? The well of many worlds.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I would say first see if we can. Is this like a portal or is it a summoning circle? Can we go through it?
Me roll some kind of check.
So yeah, you could roll an occultism check to see more about it.
I probably have occultism. To some degree.
It's not one of my strong suits.
I have +4.
Critically succeeding with a +12 from Kevin Huckleberry. Kevin, you know this is a summoning circle, but you see a way through.
Ah, yeah, it's a summoning circle, but you follow old Rafiki, he know the way.
You're
I'll
not
leave
the way,
you, Steve.
brother.
All right, we going, boys?
Yeah. I'll dive in as soon as you do.
Kevin dives through.
Mark's going through.
I dive in.
Assuming it's an actual portal, like.
We just team killed.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Wait, did Wyatt go through?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I jumped.
Oh, okay.
Why?
Teodus comes with
Oh,
you.
what?
And he points towards Aurelian and towards the front. He says, "It's time."
What the fuck?
Really? He's gonna take
Thorn, come back here.
What's up?
I think we need to
Who's
let
Aurelian?
Aurelian go first. We should stay in eyesight, but
Yeah,
For
I'll
whatever
let him get
reason.
intimate with it. Yeah.
yeah, for whatever reason, I think this is a really big story arc for Aurelian.
Sounds good. Sounds
What's a
good.
story arc, says Thorn.
It's a big word.
Teodus looks towards Aurelian and around him at this dilapidated hatchery. This place used to be a place of grandeur and grandiose, but these cultists have put it to ruin. But alas, there is one pool left. Place the egg. Meet his eyes when he hatches.
Aurelian is gonna turn to Teodus and he's gonna nod.
Did the rest of the party hear what he said, Sam?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, over here. On me. Everybody look at the wall.
Everyone's backs instinctively turn as they sense what's about to happen. And Aurelian kneels at the watered pool. And you let your fingers, you produce the black obsidian-colored dragon egg, kept warm by your heart and by the embers of the fire of the oven back at Teodus' home on the island. And you let it roll off. And it plops into the pool. And you can hear sizzling as soon as it makes contact. Psst, and steam begins to fill the room above you. And you hear cracking. Crack. And you can see a little icicle shoot throughout the egg's shells as it breaks apart. And you rub your eyes as to see what's unfolding out in front of you. A little black, fish-like thing skirts to and fro underneath the pool. And then the little head pops out.
It made its eyes.
Oh,
Aw.
It's adorable!
Deep brown embered eyes. It meets you, and you lock in. You can feel a soul bond begin with this small hatchling. You can see its mouth open as it slowly kind of doggy paddles over towards Aurelian, its mother.
I reach out my hand to him.
That's adorable. I'll take 20. As you reach out your hand, the little dragon very pathetically slops up and wraps itself around you as you pick it up and cradle it, and it nuzzles its neck inside of your arm. And Teodus looks onward, resting with his staff, with satisfaction and happiness, and he says, "At least one of the hatchlings made it out. But let us not forget the hatchling of flesh, the little gnome. Our problem with Tiamat is not yet solved."
Aurelian, can we look yet?
You're good.
Kevin goes running up the stairs. Oh, if that isn't the cutest little thing that I've ever done seen. Hey, old thing.
The dragon sort of like cautiously peeks its head outside of Aurelian's arm and kind of mumbles and moans, quite cautiously and skeptically towards all the new faces that it's seeing for the very first time.
As
I will.
Kevin's gonna.
Sorry, Kevin?
No, sorry. Kevin's gonna take his hat off and sort of two-hand hold it in front of him.
I'll say to the hatchling in Draconic, "These are our friends."
Gives a small nod.
Yeah, the thing's 4 minutes old and can talk. Crazy.
Well, at least it can.
Yeah.
And I will carry the dragon down to, with a beat of my wings, I'll carry it down to meet them.
All right. It comes down and meets the rest of the party. Karku says, "OMG, what's the baby's name?"
good question.
Adley.
Hogby Shimp.
Just a stupid name.
It's Astro Greens.
Baby Astro
really?
Greens.
That would be sick.
Astro Aurelian.
Oh,
Aurelian, this
Australian?
honor ultimately is bestowed upon you. You do get to choose.
Maybe you can take some time to choose too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do it now.
Sock on.
Stock on. Stock on what?
Suck on these nuts.
That's crazy.
Is it a boy or a girl? Would you like to make a perception check?
Ooh.
Nat 1? I don't know.
Check.
It's just the whole campaign. We don't know. That's a good point, actually. I don't know.
Critically succeeding, you do notice that this is a male dragon.
Packing or what?
He
That's
just got
crazy.
born, okay? Give him at least a month to reassess, pal.
Ah,
Like,
right.
bro,
Critical
the
success.
standards, society standards are so high. Like, how does a bro?
He's just came out of his egg and he's already being judged on his
Yeah.
bird.
Right.
Like, come on.
It's cold in here. I get that.
He's been sick for
Not
like a
even-
month.
who's
The
born?
acoustics of the room are terrible. Okay.
Sun was in his eyes.
I have a name.
He's average for his age.
What's the name?
What's the name?
He just got out of the pool. Good point. Thank you.
I was in the pool.
There you go. That's true. That's true.
You guys are being real harsh on this guy. Okay?
I like him. No matter what.
That's his umbilical cord. He's actually a girl.
I will name the dragon Onyx.
Onyx.
Oh, I like that. That's a strong name, young man. Why it says from that he's got his hat off to his chest.
His name is now Onyx.
Wow. Congratulations, Aurelian.
I'm so
I
proud.
would like the Pokemon or like the rock.
I like the
Onyx.
gemstone.
That's sick. That's a good name.
I figured it's only appropriate, given that
Yep.
I am a gem dragon, and he's a black dragon. So a black
Produces
gem.
1 gem a month.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations, gentlemen. But Teodus looks to Kevin and says, I mean not to take off the urgency of saving your son, and I might warn you that time is of the essence. We can all ooh and ah over the hatchlings later, but there are pressing matters at hand.
Ah,
All right.
Indeed.
I'll place,
it is on site.
I'll place Onyx on my shoulders.
Okay.
So you can just curl up around my neck. And we will,
It's the Dorps.
Teodus looks to Kevin and says, Follow me. This way. I have an inkling on where they may be going.
I like inklings.
I'm more fond of dragonlings myself.
All right.
Crazy.
Before you go through, he puts his hand on Kevin's shoulder. He says, It's this way to the Dragon's Circle, where beasts of all different types of proportions have been summoned throughout the ages, and I bid you caution, and the best of luck. I am unable to pass forward. I'm guarded by ancient magic. I would come with you if I were able. But take care and keep guard. You will be facing untold measures ahead.
Thank you. And know that I don't blame you for what happened or what will happen. But you must understand my anger
Of
at the
course.
situation, not the person.
We'll reconcile with a cup of tea back at my hatchery once you found your son.
Yeah.
Best
So
of luck.
one last question before you leave.
He
Do
looks
you happen to
you.
have any healing potions or anything?
He looks
By
to you and
chance.
says, I have but one, but I can't imagine it'll be much help. He has a minor healing potion.
Every bit helps. Thank you, sir.
And as he pushes you through...
Whoa.
You enter into a foreboding-looking area.
Ooh.
And you see different kobold-like creatures of different colors, all doing little rituals around one another. You hear... They're speaking within. It's not quite draconic, but it's a sort of dialect mix. And I will show you exactly what you're looking at.
Thank you.
Oh,
wow.
Kind of cute too.
Her horns are tied together.
Can I make out what they're saying through the...
make out with them?
It's impossible to tell. Unless you give me a real good perception check.
Look, I can try.
What language are they speaking?
A dialect of Draconic. Succeeding. You make out with a very twisted version of how you know it. Through flame we are reborn. Through sacrifice we ascend.
Uh-oh.
Huh. Okay.
Well,
You hear a cry off in the distance. And it sounds like... Oh!
oh, fuck.
All right.
It's on site, boys.
It's a fight on site. So
There's a lot of
Aurelian
guys.
is going to draw his javelin, and he's going to make a mighty leap, beat his wings, and at the crest of his leap, right about there, at the crest of his leap, he's going to toss the javelin at this red kobold here.
Okay, please target him and make your attack. That will be a
The
hit.
OG combat.
Roll for damage. Rolling 7 damage against the red kobold. You see the javelin pierce through the air and as it pins it up against the rock.
Wow.
Everybody, please roll for initiative.
Dude, this music takes us back to our first fight.
Yeah, literally.
Cool.
Craig Maw
I think this
hideout.
was the music.
Yep.
Why? You always got me beat in initiative. I keep thinking I got it first.
Hell yeah.
I'm getting mad.
We will begin this encounter with White Herb up next.
I will take a crack at this red kobold here. I'm gonna back up Aurelian and take a shot.
Critically hitting him with a 16. That is a plus 16 to hit. Roll critical damage, please. With all the dice coming onto the screen, you see 2 bolts splitting, piercing, and pinning that thing up against the back of the cavern wall. You see it go limp, the light draining from its eyes.
Very good.
I'm gonna take 2 steps forward and take another shot at this guy here.
You are within line of sight. Missing critically, unfortunately, with a natural 1. Not a lot we can do about that.
And that will, that should end my turn.
Toric Blood Totem, you are up next.
Sweet. I have the one on the far left targeted. Let me take a look at what I have here. So 60, 70, 80, 90. Need range on that. Sorry for Elda. Out of range for... Okay, sweet. So I'm going to cast good old Ice Storm. I wonder if I can stretch it across 2 of the guys. I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I can.
You can put your 20-foot burst. Okay, that is going to be a critical failure by 1, and one more DC 26 basic reflex saving throw with a +7, and that will be a failure by 1. Roll damage,
Beauty.
one of which will be taking critical damage.
Very nice.
That is 20 damage, one of which takes double with 40 damage, instantly killing it. You see the ice
Very good.
make impact, sending this one flying, careening off the edge, and the other one barely hanging on to life as its bones and flesh is cracked from the cold.
You're good. If he ends his turn in that radius, he'll take 2 more damage.
Gotcha. Thorn and Lockstead, you are up next.
Okay, I'm gonna move up here, and I'm gonna rage.
He's pulling his cock out.
He's back.
That's the end
Use
of my
the
turn.
UFC's announcer's name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how fight it's gonna be. That guy.
Yeah.
We need some of that in here, bro.
All
I'm
right.
not sure what his name.
Aurelian, you're up next.
All right, Aurelian.
Bruce
is going
Buffer.
to
Yes, Bruce
once
Buffer.
again kick off, beat his wings,
He's beat his what?
Oh.
and land with a strike of his sword on this kobold here.
Nice.
That will be a hit. With only a 2, he hits by 2. You could have rolled a nat 1. Not a lot these little kobold priests can do. Doing 19 damage. He will be taking the damage. You see that sword slice off his right arm.
And that
Kevin
ends my turn.
Huckleberry, you are up next.
Target this gentleman here, and Terrace of Doom.
Okay.
Can I get? No, I can't get anybody else, so I'll do it like that. And then Thunder Strike at level 3.
Okay. Doing a DC 26 reflex saving throw. And that will be a failure by 2. Please roll your damage. Oh, there's some dice with 28 damage. You see the strike impacting him, especially as he is blue. The massive damage immediately kills the dragon mage.
Wow. Incredible.
Sam?
Okay, sorry, you ended your turn there.
Yes, sir.
The last standing
Leave the other guy alive.
dragon mage is going to be targeting Aurelian Godsworn and just clawing at him with all that he has, with only a +7, missing. Once more with a map -4, without any hope left in its heart, it's going to use its staff to knock him with a map -10, critically missing, and accepting its fate to White Herb.
Can I see him from where I'm at?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You don't have
How
to.
about this?
I guess I killed one.
If I were to walk over, use one movement to get to Thorn, and then ask him to throw me, how many actions is that going to take?
I'll allow you to do it in one if you give me a really good Gimli impersonation, and you say, "Toss me."
You've got to toss me.
Yeah.
All right.
Thorn, where are you? He's away.
I'm gonna toss him.
Hell yeah, brother.
What were you doing back there?
Yeah, I need that Legolas Gimli RP. Take it away,
Right.
Wyatt.
Don't tell the elf.
Alright, I'll
Toss me. Yeah.
chuck him.
All right, I'm going
As
to
hard
need
as I
an
can.
athletics check, please, from you. And that will be, unfortunately, a failure. You managed to kind of punt him up about halfway up over here.
Don't forget you got a hero point, bud.
Don't you have assurance in athletics?
I do have assurance. Yeah.
Oh, you do.
Okay.
And sorry, could you throw it into chat, please? What your assurance is?
It's okay. I already rolled. It was a fail.
It is your.
With assurance, you can take a 10 in any.
A 10 plus your proficiency bonus, which is what?
A lot.
14.
Yeah.
24. That is going to be a success. Go where you want, Wyatt.
All right, I just want to land kind of behind Aurelian, and I'm gonna do like a superhero landing. And then as I stand up, raise the crossbow bolt, and I'm gonna go, "This is your one chance. Surrender now."
Do they speak common? They do.
Oh,
I'm going to need a diplomacy check from you, please.
beautiful.
Critically succeeding.
Finally hitting something.
The kobold looks to you and slowly puts its hands up and drops to its knees.
Whoa.
The kobold on the left is alive too, but I feel no need to kill it.
I'm gonna.
I'm going to say this one is also
Aurelian.
surrendered here on the left.
Okay, sounds good.
Nice. I'm gonna usher
He's
to
like
Aurelian.
he's taking some damage.
Would you like to take it from here?
Aurelian will nod and turn to the kobold and say, in Draconic, where did they take the little one?
The kobold is shaking in fear. He says, Arcan has his will. Arcan's will be done.
Who's Arcane? I wouldn't have heard that. Sorry.
I ask the other kobold who is Arcan in Draconic.
Do you speak Draconic?
I do, yeah.
Nice.
He says to you, Master, Wind Keeper, Fire Breather.
Where is he?
Ahead. Fourth wall breakage. Look back to the note that was on the first dead cultist. You were finally hopping past those floating islands.
I remember it. Thank you, kobold.
Do you remember?
I do remember. I don't remember the note. I remember that there was one. Does anybody have it written down? It's in Discord, I would imagine.
Go back
Oh,
through,
sorry, fourth wall.
Chat.
Rock did not say that.
Here, I'll send it in the Foundry chat so the viewers can see it.
To the faithful servant of the flame.
Thank you for doing that. Oh, the last of the brood might be Tiamat. The master demands the essence of fire.
What's this guy's name?
Archon. You haven't heard his last name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I'm gonna ask the kobold, what is the essence of fire?
It looks at you and its eyes are kind of glazed over. It doesn't really know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this white kobold here, and gonna snort and say, Arcan may have his will, but Selric Arkle has his own. And then I'm going to cut it down.
Nice.
With one fell swipe of your blade, you breathe him down till nothing remains.
Rock's gonna say to the other kobold, "Do you need water?"
Just cut down his buddy. You good, man?
I didn't cut him down.
No.
He might not even have known.
Can you ask him where Illim's at?
He just said ahead, so I would assume it's up those stairs.
Arcan took him ahead.
Makes sense.
I'll let be off.
Kevin's taking
I'm
flight.
gonna go off, and I'm gonna let Torek handle his captive as he will. I have no more interest in such matters.
How will you, Torok?
I offered him water.
Nice.
He graciously laps up the water from your water skin.
It's big improvements for us.
We go from like unsolicited murder to giving water to people who attacked us.
Yeah.
This guy's still in fireball range.
I'm gonna follow the others.
You guys make your way up, and you, Kevin especially, you see something that turns your blood to a boil. You hear the roar of dragons all around you. So you see an evil ritual happening with dragons around you, with a cult leader in the middle. I will show you what you see here.
Wow, he looks like Thraglabor, dude.
He holds in his right hand the throat of Illim, and in his left hand he holds Farlan Togglemung, the apprentice dragon breeder. And you can hear him shouting, chanting, this time not in Draconic. And you see dragons all around him, and he's surrounded by cultists. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me in session 26 of Nexus Pathfinder. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Don't do us like that. That's crazy.
Oh, you can't do it dirty like that. Oh.
I'm sorry, but
Dude,
we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
You all work up and leave me hanging?
Yeah.
We did just get edged.
Yeah, bro.
This is mad.
The bluest of balls.
99%
You're gonna have to
there.
goon in 2 weeks, boys. I'm sorry.
Bro, I was 99% and then you stopped, bro. It's crazy.
Thanks for joining me, boys. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
That was amazing.
Chat, thank you all
I didn't
so
realize-
much. Thank you to all the raiders, the new follows, the new subs, the new gifted subs. Really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for choosing to spend your evening with the Pire Pals.
Totally. It means so much to us. We just had
Really
this
does.
stupid little game that we play together, and the fact that you guys want to spend your time with us it's humbling. So thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks' time. So let's just open the calendar so you can throw it in. Wednesday, the 31st of July, 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll see you then.
And hopefully all of us will be here.
Yeah, should have a full party by then. Have a great week, guys. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.
See ya.